Let's see. Are we live? Huh? Oh, are we live? There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Hannahcast YouTube channel. And today, we're going to be talking about, any, Oscar prediction suggestions that, you may have. Now, obviously, this is not going to be like this is not the start of Oscar predictions, because admittedly, I still gotta do some videos I still gotta do some videos recapping the first half of the 2020s decade. Like, I still need to do like the best wins, the worst wins, the most shocking wins, and maybe like some other tier lists as well. Hello, EastDVR, Try Easy, Nick Das, AJ. How are we all doing today? How are we all doing? My God. Huh. Wait. How well is it? Like, is it like? I need to make sure everything's looking pretty clear. I'm seeing Magazine Dreams tonight, so that's why I asked to move up the stream by an hour. Oh, okay. Well, we know Magazine Dreams isn't gonna do anything, because, oh boy. But yeah, guys, yeah. And, like I said, hopefully, one thing I want to try to do is, if we can bring up the memberships again, because, it's, like, we've dropped, I want to see if we can get back up to 50 memberships today, or preferably maybe 55. But, hello everybody, how are we doing? Hello Cameron of Dune, hello ZJ13 Goat. Mickey17 might be like a Tenet. Yeah, I think, Mickey17, I don't even think it's gonna be like Tenet. I think, Mickey17 might be goose-egged. Now, unless maybe they want to treat it like Passengers and give it like a production design nomination. But I don't know. Avatar 3 for visual effects is one of the biggest locks ever. I will say, I think Avatar 3 could be in trouble if it's not in Best Picture and there is a Best Picture nominee in the category of visual effects. That's where I feel like there could actually be a problem. Like because, let's face it, the visual effects category is really best movie with visual effects, and usually the most acclaimed film in the category gets the win, and Best Picture nominees will very much most likely beat out non-Best Picture nominees. Mickey17 might win sound. I don't think Mickey17 is going to win sound unless it's in Best Picture. That's the problem. Let's see. Do you think The Bride has any chances? I mean, it has a chance. Like, I don't want to just predict, The Bride or Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein right now. I don't want to predict those right now because the Oscars still have a horror bias, and yes, horror had a very good year, this year at the Oscars, but let's face it, it's kind of rinse and repeat. There's usually like 1 year, like every 10 years, where like they get really cool and creative with the horror nominations. So I don't know. The Oscar expert hasn't even put out his early Oscar predictions. Technically, I haven't either. This is not my early Oscar predictions video. I am merely doing this stream as a way to get some input. If I should start because I'm trying to put together my list on Award Expert, but right now I'm also trying to try to figure it all out. The day the Earth blew up, a Looney Tunes film will win. Yo, AJ. Oh wait, yeah, AJ. Wait. I want to thank you for the last award season. Hey, thank you so much for becoming a member. And in case you guys want to become members, we have memberships open for $2 a month. You can get all these kind of emojis, badges, member exclusive live streams and videos. In fact, I'm going to be filming after this live stream, I'm going to be filming a video where I talk about a members only video where I talk about Oscar categories that should come back, or new Oscar categories that should be made, since next year's Oscars, we're finally going to be getting Best Casting. So there's that. That's on re-becoming a member. People get to send highlighted messages when they are a member for a certain amount of time. Oh, that's not re-becoming a member. Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. If Frankenstein gets nominated, will it be because of Del Toro? Maybe, because, like, I'm not willing to bank on Frankenstein right now because, again, it's like, it's still horror. I don't want to, I gotta push back a bit. But if it does get in, Guillermo del Toro might be an Oscar darling at this point. Can Superman get an Oscar nom? The only one I'm really looking at is visual effects, but the funny thing is that that still could fall off, because with Superman, with Superman, it's like, it's still part of the DC, it's even though it's like a new DC universe, like, it's weird. The visual effects branch did not like the DC extended universe. They just did not. They didn't even shortlist Man of Steel and the Suicide Squad, which was very weird to me because I thought Man of Steel had some of the best visual effects of 2013. And I don't know, maybe I would nominate the Suicide Squad, maybe I wouldn't, I don't know. But it's like not even shortlisted, really? Like the Matrix Resurrections got shortlisted over it. But, so, I think it's kind of clear they did not like the DCEU, and I'm not going to count the Batman, because the Batman was its own thing. So, now we have Superman, which is part of a new DC universe, but I don't know, is the visual effects branch still going to have that bias? So, right now I have Superman at number 5. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 did get nominated, so there's a slight chance, but here's the problem. Oh, if Majors wasn't in drama, could he win for Magazine Dreams? I don't know about winning, because it also depends on, like, because we don't know how this film would have released. But wait, hold on. Someone said something about, but yeah, with Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I'm assuming you mean because James Gunn, but keep in mind, James Gunn also directed The Suicide Squad, and it still didn't get shortlisted. So, I don't know. Chances for Snow White, I'm thinking you'd have a chance in production design, costume design, and original song. The problem is, even Aladdin, with production design and costume design is, like, the problem is, I thought Aladdin had way more impressive costumes than what Snow White seems to be having, and even that didn't get nominated for, in fact, I mean, God, they nominated The Irishman over Aladdin for costume design. Like, that's a little, like, that's kind of weird in my opinion. Like, I did not think the costumes in The Irishman were that impressive, especially not over the likes of, like, Dolomite Is My Name or Aladdin. But with Snow White not having as impressive costume design or production design, it's like, I don't know. And with original song, I would say absolutely not to original song for Snow White, because not one of the Disney remake songs got nominated. Not one of them. So I don't think Snow White has a chance, to be honest. If one battle after another does good this award season, could it be like a Sean Baker where they just give Paul Thomas Anderson the wins after not giving him anything? The problem is, it's like, I have a little bit of doubts over one battle after another. Because the budget of this film is supposed to be kind of big, isn't it? Yeah, it's supposed to be $115 million. And I'm not gonna lie, with Warner Brothers behind this campaign, they're not that great at campaigning nowadays. I mean, good God, look at Dune. Dune was better than the last one, and yet it only got nominated for half the Oscars that the first film got nominated for. And it literally got nominated for less Oscars than the first film won. So, the thing is, I feel like one battle after another, even if it's really critically acclaimed, I think it's going to be a box office, like, disaster. So, like, I don't know if it's actually gonna, I don't think it's gonna win. I'll put it in the nominations right now, but I don't think it's gonna win. I think F1 gets in, I think if F1 gets in, it'll be a similar situation as Ford v Ferrari compared to Top Gun Maverick. I don't know, because I don't want to say that because, like, just because it's a racing movie, I just don't think F1's going to be anything. Like, sure, yeah, it's from the same director of Top Gun Maverick, but also the director of Top Gun Maverick, Joseph Kosinski, like, Top Gun Maverick was, like, the only film of his that was, like, universally acclaimed. Like, I just do not see F1 repeating. How do you pronounce DDL, Daniel Day-Lewis's new film, An Enemy? It sounds so hard to pronounce. I think it's anemone, like, how you have, like the sea anemone with the clownfish and that kind of whole thing. I think it's supposed to be pronounced anemone. Wicked, same wins. I don't know, because like the Oscars kind of have a bias against sequels. Wicked will retain or fall in terms of overall noms. I think the problem is I keep hearing this from people where it's like I keep talking to people who have seen the stage show of Wicked, and they keep saying the second act of Wicked is either mid or straight up bad. That is alarming to me. And from what I've heard, it's like I'm not sure if like new songs can fix it. It's like that's why I actually don't have Wicked for good in my predictions, because it's like everyone is telling me that the second act of Wicked is not that good. So I am concerned. Wicked for costumes again, trust. Maybe a nomination, maybe. But here's the thing, once it falls off from Best Picture, you're vulnerable to be taken off of a lot of categories, especially if you're a Best Picture disappointment. If you're a Best Picture disappointment, where it's like you had high Oscar hopes, but then you're not really as good as everyone thought it would be, you can end up losing a lot of nominations. Like, look at Babylon, for example. Babylon, like, didn't like it have like double-digit nominations at the Critics' Choice Awards? Like it started off really strong, and then at the end of the day, it only got 3 Oscar nominations, and the one category where it was completely sweeping, production design, even at BAFTA, it lost the Oscar to All Quiet on the Western Front. So that's the problem, I feel. It's like if Wicked for Good is a Best Picture disappointment, and it is considered it's considered a letdown, then it's going to fall off of a lot of categories, and I mean, hell, even Furiosa, which wasn't even a badly acclaimed film. Like, people said, well, it's not as good as the first film, and it completely blanked at the Oscars, despite the first, or technically, well, okay, Mad Max Fury Road wasn't the first, but, you know what I mean. Fury Road won 6 Oscars, and yet Furiosa got nominated for nothing. It's like, be wary of the Best Picture disappointments will fall, like, they will fall from certain categories. Cynthia Erivo finally wins the EGOT with Best Song. Not if the film's not in Best Picture, I don't think she will. Wicked 2 is going to at least get song, maybe a nomination, but again, everything hinges on if they stick the landing here. If they stick the landing, then yeah, it might do very, very well. But if it doesn't stick the landing, then it is going to fall off of a lot of nominations. It might not even win anything. Lag? Oh, what the? Wait, are you? What is happening with this stream? I usually don't have issues with this. I usually do not have issues. Are we back? Okay, doing good so far. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, I don't think Leonardo DiCaprio is going to win for one battle after another. Again, I just have this feeling that One Battle After Another is gonna not do well. And again, it could still get nominated for Best Picture, but I don't think Warner Bros. Will consider it a big priority. Daniel Day-Lewis' new film is being directed by his son. That's fascinating. Right now, I'll predict a nomination for Daniel Day-Lewis, because, I mean, good God, his name alone could probably propel himself to a nomination, but I guess it also does depend on how good the movie is. If the movie's not received well at all, and it gets, like, no good distributor, then, yeah, he's in trouble. But we'll see. Michael will be next year's Wicked. Here's my problem with Michael, though. Here is my problem with Michael, alright? I just don't, like, I feel like, considering Michael is being directed by Antoine Fuqua, he's not really an Oscar director. He's not a guy who directs Oscar films. The last one he did was Training Day, and even then, Denzel Washington's win was considered a big surprise, considering Russell Crowe won every other precursor. But still, Like, ever since then, his movies are just not that well acclaimed. I just don't want to risk it. It will have to be like a Baz Luhrmann Elvis situation where it's like, I have to see the reactions to believe it. Like, if it does come out and people are really loving it and it's a big success, okay, yeah, I will predict the film for Best Picture, like Michael. But right now, I am not going to bet on Antoine Fuqua. I'm not betting on that man. No. He is just too... Antoine Fuqua is just too strong. No, it's just not strong enough of a director for me to predict him. Bryan Singer didn't have an Oscar film other than The Usual Suspects 23 years prior to Bohemian Rhapsody, but his films were still generally very well received. You know, you look at X-Men and X2 and X-Men Days of Future Past, and even back then, Superman Returns was well received. It's like, but with Antoine Fuqua, he's literally like Ridley Scott. Antoine Fuqua is so like Ridley Scott coded. Like, that's the thing. And like, so yeah. What is it? Focus Features is distributing Anemone starring Daniel Day-Lewis. Oh, Focus Features. Okay, that's a good sign. That's a good distributor. But again, we'll have to see how the movie does. If the movie's not received well, Daniel Day-Lewis might be in trouble. What do you think will be Focus Features' biggest push? Anemone, Hamnet, Begonia, or Phoenician or Fascian Scheme? I'm not exactly sure what that was. Oh, it's Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna bet on a Wes Anderson film. No, like, he has not had a Best Picture film since Grand Budapest Hotel. So I'm not gonna do that. But like, I think it's gonna be the best bet I would say is Begonia, because Yorgos Lanthimos is on a pretty big streak, and considering this film is not written by him, it might do well. Do you smell what the future Academy Award nominee is cooking? Oh, you're talking about The Rock and Smashing Machines. See, the funny thing is, I'm not predicting Marty Supreme for the Best Picture stuff, because right now I might actually go for The Smashing Machine. Because something about this film makes me think it's going to be a lot bigger than we think. Because, if you remember, Dwayne Johnson is literally doing a Martin Scorsese film about like a Hawaiian gangster. And I'm just like, that could only mean one thing. That could only mean that Martin Scorsese saw an early cut of The Smashing Machine or something like that, and was very impressed by what Dwayne Johnson had to bring to the screen. And so I feel like that. I think the whole narrative of trying to get The Rock an Oscar, I don't think he's gonna win right now. I don't think he's gonna win, but I feel like The Smashing Machine is gonna be like big enough because of the whole The Rock is now a real actor whole thing. Smashing Machine would be next year's The Whale, maybe, but I don't think Dwayne Johnson's winning. Although I do think The Smashing Machine might win makeup again if the film is well received. The Rock does have the charisma to play a gangster. I would argue that, yeah. I would like to see a race between Dwayne Johnson of The Smashing Machine and Denzel Washington for his film with Spike Lee for Highest to Lowest. The thing is, I need to see the Highest to Lowest, like, be a thing before I predict it. Because I don't know. To be fair, Spike Lee is not really, like, the most Oscar-y of directors. And sure, he did Black Klansman, but literally his next follow-up, Da 5 Bloods, wasn't. So I'm just like, I need to see a little bit, like, I need to see what happens to believe it. Need John Cena to do an Oscar bait role. We'll see. Could Emily Blunt also get nominated for The Smashing Machine? If The Smashing Machine is bigger than we think as a contender, if it's a really big contender, then sure, she could come along with it. We'll have to see. And oh god, 27 viewers. Man, guys, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Like I said, if you want to support the channel, consider becoming a member. We have a lot of cool perks that are right here. Or if you can't become a member, it would also be really nice if you sent like we do also have a tip link over at ko-fi.com/ChristianHannah. It's any support is good for the channel and helps keep the lights on. So thank you. Yeah, we'll have to see. Yeah, I say that a lot, don't I? Can we get Safdie versus Safdie in director? Could, sure, but do I think we will? No. I think one of those films is going to be, like, I don't think they're going to nominate 2 Safdie movies for Best Picture. I think one of them is happening, and I just feel like the Smashing Machine has, like, a bigger narrative around it. Why do you think Marty Supreme is not a Best Picture frontrunner? I don't know. I just have this feeling. You know, I just have this feeling. Something doesn't feel right about Marty Supreme. Like, I don't know. Like I'm looking at the overview on the movie database. Marty Mouser, a young man with a dream no one respects, goes to hell and back in pursuit of greatness. I don't know. Something about this just doesn't feel like a big thing. I think if Highest to Lowest doesn't win the Palme d'Or, or at the very least a significant prize of the festival, then A24 will set its priority to another film, possibly Marty Supreme has a Christmas release. Perhaps. I saw the trailer for Life of Chuck when I rewatched Honora this past weekend. Mark Hamill for supporting actor. That would be amazing if Luke Skywalker got an Oscar. I know everyone's calling me crazy, but I don't know. I feel like Life of Chuck right now might be my number 1 for Best Picture right now. Because, like, well, we already know how the movie's received, and it's received very well. It won TIFF People's Choice. It has a very solid ensemble. You could easily give this a win for adapted screenplay. And, you know, out of all the cast, people are saying Mark Hamill, if they really wanted to push this film, Mark Hamill could pull, like, a Jamie Lee Curtis on us. So, like, I don't know, like, and, like, it feels like, and I've heard some people say, well, I mean, it's not that deep of a film, but it's like, it might not be that deep, but at the same time, it might be like, how do I explain it, like, more accessible to wider audiences, which is what you want to do if you're a Best Picture film. I heard Daniel Day-Lewis has a small role in Anemone, so he will be campaigned as a supporting actor. He co-wrote the movie with his son, so he could get a screenplay nom too. Again, if the movie's well received. That would be interesting if he actually is in supporting actor. Alright. That'd be interesting. What if Marty Supreme can win the Venice Lion? I mean, if it won the Venice Lion, I mean, like, okay, then I guess it's happening. I'm going. Oh wait. Could the new Celine Song movie get in picture if it wins Cannes? I mean, yeah. If it won the Palme d'Or at if the what was the movie? Hamnet. If Hamnet won the Palme d'Or, then absolutely I would have to say that it's getting into Best Picture. At this point, I would probably have to put it in the top 5. At that point, I have to put it in the top 5. So yeah. Life of Chuck will be received well, but it could easily be forgotten. I don't know, because it seems like the subject material is not going to be as, you know, it's going to be perceived as more palatable. Because, you know, I was talking with Matt Neglia during one of his spaces, and he was talking about, like, how, like, the reason why Sing Sing flopped so hard in award season is because, or, like, you know, partly because a lot of the voters just didn't want to see a movie about, like, they didn't want to see the movie because they thought it was going to be like a black struggle prison film, even though that's not really what it is. It's a very hopeful film, but they just didn't want to see the movie. Whereas Life of Chuck, I feel like is going to be considered a little bit, like, on the surface is good, like, it's about the whole meaning of life thing, or, you know, all this kind of stuff. It's like, I feel like it's going to be considered, like, at least surface-wise, more palatable than something like Sing Sing, even though Sing Sing absolutely deserved way more love in award season. And again, it is palatable, but, like, people just didn't want to give it a chance. Oh, Celine Song's movie is The Materialists. Oh, The Materialists. Okay. Oh, okay. What was Hamnet's Chloe Zhao. Okay. Materialists. Right now, I don't want to do Materialists right now. But obviously, if it won the Palme d'Or, I would have to say that it's getting nominated for Best Picture at that point. But yeah, right now, I'm just like, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it right now because, like, we've seen what happens when it comes to the sophomore filmmaker. Like, sometimes the sophomore filmmaker's film is just not as good as the first one. You know, like Saltburn with Promising Young Woman, even, or the very least, it's not as acclaimed, I should say. But, like, yeah, I want to be a bit wary of that. So I'm going to hold that back unless it, like, wins something big. Oh, Celine Song's new movie is The Materialist with Pedro Pascal. It has a summer release without a festival launch. Not a great sign. Ooh. Yeah, that's not a great sign at all. Call me crazy, but I've got Friendship in for original screenplay. I'm not even sure what Friendship is. I think that was like one of the like Sundance movies. I don't want to bet too hard on Sundance to be like, but we'll have to see. Wait, how do you feel about the Catherine Bigelow political thriller from Netflix? I'm getting big Zero Dark 30 vibes from it. Well, it's interesting because Catherine Bigelow, you know, I wonder why something like Detroit. Detroit was a film that like really we kind of thought would be like a big Best Picture thing. Actually, let me look on Rotten Tomatoes and see how well Detroit did. Because I think it did okay with critics. Oh wait, no, it actually got an 82% on Rotten Tomatoes. So like it was very well received. I think maybe the issue with Detroit, why that didn't get in, was because people thought, again, that a lot of people, mainly white people, don't really want to watch like black struggle movies, and so maybe that could have been it may have been like too much for them. So, but again, with everyone who did see it, like they were like praising it. So we'll have to see. Catherine Bigelow, maybe. Catherine Bigelow does not make a lot of movies, does she? I don't think she makes a lot of movies. But her movies are usually very, like, politically charged films. Yeah, Zero Dark 30, Hurt Locker. Okay. So that's interesting. We will have to see. We will have to see how her new political thriller does. We'll have to see. If people really, like, love it. Actually, wait. I heard the film was very hard to watch. Warfare will be like Civil War, getting a possible sound nomination, but that's it. I mean, to be fair, Civil War didn't even get that. I have an article you could pull up so we can go through potential Palme d'Or winners. Can I attach it? Sure, go ahead. We can look through that. Do you think the Oscars will look at Wicked 2 like they did with Dune 2 and say, I've played these games before? Maybe, although it is tough because on one hand, Dune came out in March, whereas Wicked for Good is coming out around, award season. I think everything really hinges on whether or not it is considered better or worse than Wicked, the first one. If it's considered better, then yeah, we could absolutely it's probably because this is tough. And plus, unlike Dune, Wicked does have SAG love, so it does have that going for it. So if Wicked for Good is considered an improvement on the first film, then maybe it could probably be very strong. But we'll have to see about that. What's your take on animated feature? Wildwood, Elio, Animal Farm. I don't want to do Animal Farm right now because Animal Farm. How do I describe it? Animal Farm, I feel like, isn't it directed by Andy Serkis? And if I'm not mistaken, Andy Serkis has not really directed an acclaimed film yet. Like, how many films has Andy Serkis directed? Yeah, Andy Serkis. Let's take a look at him. Let's take a look. All right, let's take a look at his filmography on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, we'll go for this. Oh, wait. No. Newest. Alright. He directed Venom Let There Be Carnage, which has a 58% on Rotten Tomatoes. Not great. Not great. He directed Mowgli Legend of the Jungle, which got a 52%. Again, not great. And then the other film he directed was Breathe, which got a 67%. Again, not that much acclaimed. So it's like, do I really want to believe Animal Farm will be his big, like, breakout hit? I don't know. I just don't think he might just not be that strong of a director. And with other films in animated feature, I'm thinking, like, right now I'll still go with Zootopia 2 getting nomination, because I'm not gonna lie, this year looks very weak for animated films. And then some of the others, it's like, you'll probably have to just guess, like, right now I'm going with the Magnificent Life of Marcel Pagnol and Savages. But, like, there's probably going to be, like, a couple of independent films in here, so. Could Avatar 3 get any noms besides visual effects? Best Picture nom again? Right now, I'll go for a Best Picture nomination again, because I don't really want to doubt James Cameron that much. But, again, this one's on very thin ice, because, like, now it's not a legacy sequel. This is coming out, like, a couple of years after Avatar The Way of Water. Or technically, like, yeah, 3 years, I guess. So it's not going to be considered, like, as fresh and new. But if it is considered an improvement, then sure. I mean, it's still coming out in December, so it's going to get that early buzz. So maybe we'll have to see. Best animated feature: Elio, Animal Farm, Zootopia 2, and Wildwood. Would The Day the Earth Blew Up count for 2024 or 2025? Well, here's the thing. It was actually eligible for this year's Oscars, like the one that we just had. And like when you look at the submissions for Best Animated Feature, like the Day the Earth Blew Up was on there, so it's not going to be there for next year's Oscars. This year was the best chance that it had, and sadly, it was just it was just too locked in. So yeah, it's not going to get nominated. No. I think Wildwood wins this year. It was Laika's passion project. That's kind of what I'm thinking too, which is going to be really funny because this will be the 4th year, 4 years in a row, where Disney doesn't win this category. Ha! The link is not showing up in the chat. I'm going to put it in the Discord so you can pull up there. Oh, okay. Alrighty. Let me just, oh. Oh, wait, yeah, wait. Oh, just, yeah, let me know when you have the link ready. Yeah. Let's see. Could we get another Wicked acting nom? Jonathan Bailey, Michelle Yeoh, Jeff Goldblum? Well, it depends, because I don't know, I've not seen the second act of Wicked, so I don't know who's, like, the standout of the film. I don't want anything spoiled, but if any of you have seen the stage show of Wicked, who was the standout of Act 2? Let me know. Because that could give us a clue. I've heard some people say, like, you know, Jonathan Bailey's character. Even though it came out last year, I believe that Madam Web will sweep next year's award season. Hey, exactly. You know, you gotta hold to your truth. You gotta stand strong. Madam Web will have its day one day. It's gonna win Best Sound. It's gonna win Best Adapted Screenplay and Best Original Screenplay. It's gonna be the first film to win Original and Adapted Screenplay. So, and it's obviously Best Picture. I mean, it's amazing. But let's see. Quick question: was The End eligible for 2025 or is it for next year? I think it was this year's Oscars. I haven't seen it, but I think it's Furio. Okay, so that's Jonathan Bailey's character. What about Dogman for animated feature? As cool as that would be, I don't think they're going to do it because they didn't even do Captain Underpants, the first epic movie. Like, the Captain Underpants came out in a weak year for animated feature, and it was actually surprisingly very, very good. And yet, they just didn't nominate it. They would rather nominate The Boss Baby and Ferdinand over freaking, over that film. So, yeah. Hello, Mud Style. I don't buy both Zootopia 2 and Elio getting an animated. If it's a weak year, then maybe they could. They could. Will Adam Sandler get nominated for Jay Kelly? If it's in Best Picture, I would say yes. Again, it really just depends on what's in Best Picture or not. So I guess right now I have Jay Kelly in for Best Picture, so probably. The link is on the Discord now. Oh, okay. Will Coleman Domingo win for Michael? That really depends on if the film is in Best Picture. And considering Antoine Fuqua's track record as a director, I'm not going to bet on that. I don't want to bet on that. Uh-oh. Let's see. Oh, yeah, let's take a look at what... Again, watch out for Cartoon Saloon's Julian if it comes out this year. Maybe it really does depend on, like, if it is, like, their most acclaimed film ever, but even then, I just feel like Wildwood is going to be given a stronger push, considering it is like Leica's magnum. It's said to be Leica's magnum opus in a way. Like that is like the film that they've been building up to this whole time. Do you? Oh, okay. Do you think Wicked will be a sweeper in the song category? If it's in Best Picture, but right now I don't have it in. I do not have Wicked for good in Best Picture right now because everyone keeps telling me the second act of Wicked is mid. So I can't really do that right now. I can't really predict that. Where is it? Oh yeah, browser. All right, we could take a look at some Cannes films. Some Cannes films that could be in contention. So we have Palme d'Or contenders: Die My Love, Alpha, Father, Mother, Sister, Brother, The Phoenician Scheme. Let's see. Anything? No. So we're kind of looking at these as like our contenders. Huh. There's a list of possible Palme d'Or contenders in this article. Yeah. Admittedly, I don't know, because like I'm wondering if Sentimental Value could actually be the Palme d'Or winner. Like that seems like something I could that's something I could probably see happening. I think right now I actually have. Yeah, right now I actually do have Sentimental Value in my Best Picture time right now. So maybe right now I maybe get Sentimental Value. What if hypothetically the Wes Anderson one wins the Palme d'Or? Would you be an Oscar contender? Yeah, immediately it would be in the top 5 at that point. It's like once the Palme d'Or is like that's like a lucky charm these days. Like you win that, you're getting into Best Picture. Even when people don't really expect it. Like with Triangle of Sadness, it's like that is a lucky charm. And not only that, but you usually win pretty big if you're winning the Palme d'Or. Like Parasite, Anora. And, even Anatomy of a Fall ended up winning original screenplay. Sentimental Value is being brought to compete at Cannes. Neon owns its North American rights, so it will be campaigning it. Oh, God. Oh, wow. Oh, Neon. Oh, no. Oh, wow. Yeah, if Neon's behind it, they're going to be pretty strong. Could the Smashing Machine be similar to Darren Aronofsky's The Wrestler? I have no idea. I don't want to say that just because... it's, just because it's a wrestling film, but we'll have to see. If Neon has or acquires the Palme winner, how can they juggle the life of Chuck and the Palme winner? I mean, at this point, they could try. They could definitely try. Because they both have arguments to win Best Picture at that point, because the Palme d'Or winner, that's like that's gonna be like considered the highbrow pick, but then you have the Life of Chuck, which is the casual crowd pleaser. So they're kind of going after like different kinds of Oscar voters, and I think that might be a good strategy for them. Teton won the Palme d'Or, and that didn't get any nominations. Sure, but for the most part, getting the Palme d'Or is a lucky charm. Like ever since Parasite, Teton was the only one to win Palme, and not really anything else. So I think it also depends on if the film is really something weird, and I've heard that Teton's pretty weird. As long as it's not like a big weird movie, then I think it could still win. But then again, Triangle of Sadness was kind of weird. But I don't know. Could Life of Chuck be Sing Sing? No, because and I hate to say this, but I think I think Life of Chuck I just feel like Life of Chuck is going to be considered more palatable, because again, as I was saying before, I was talking with Matt Negley in one of his Twitter spaces, and he said one of the things that Sing Sing had going against it was that people were just not watching it because they didn't want to watch a movie that they thought was going to be about black people in prison, and it's going to be sad, even though it wasn't. So whereas Life of Chuck, I mean, it's a lot more of the premise itself is a lot more, how do I say it? A lot. It's going to be seeming to be a lot more palatable than how you would think Sing Sing would be. Again, I'm not saying Sing Sing is not palatable. It is, but that's just what I was told. The Oscar voters just didn't want to watch a movie that would make them sad that had about black prisoners. T-Town was as weird as it gets, yeah. Life of Chuck currently has an 85 score on Rotten Tomatoes. It only has a 64 on Rotten Tomatoes. I realize it won the People's Choice at TIFF, but these scores are not amazing. But at the same time, it's kind of the best we got right now. And again, I don't want to bet against you have to say at least Life of Chuck is going to get nominated. I tried doubting American Fiction, and I got bit in the ass. Even if Life of Chuck does not end up being our winner, I still have to be. I have to stick with Life of Chuck right now because the TIFF winner is usually just that strong. Sing Sing, which got buzz out of TIFF but fizzled out at the Oscars 1.5 years later, I think the same thing will happen to Life of Chuck. But again, the subject matter between the two movies is very, very different. That's the thing, though. I just posted Justin, an award expert, asking for Palme d'Or to be added this year. It would be really interesting. I would not be surprised if Brother Bro put that in. I would not be surprised if he put that in. Do you think Bradley Cooper's film will come out this year or next year? Oh, that's it. Right now, I'll maybe go with next year. We'll have to see. But if it does end up coming out this year, then I kind of have to put that into Best Picture at that point. TIFF People's Choice momentum is good for 3 months going into the Oscars, a la American Fiction. 1.5 years is bad for momentum. By then, voters forget what they did well at a festival the year prior. But again, the circumstances, crowd pleaser has a better chance of getting in the picture than something weird. Yeah, and again, The Life of Chuck is a crowd pleaser. And so, again, like I said, unlike Sing Sing, it's not tackling, a subject matter that could potentially be very heavy. No, it's a very light movie. It seems to be a very light movie, so I think that might help it. Most likely Palme winner. Right now, I'll probably say Sentimental Value is what I'll go with right now. The last TIFF winner to not happen and also not come out until the year after. The last TIFF winner to not happen also didn't come out until the year after it won. Again, we'll just have to see. But also, wasn't the last TIFF winner a movie that no one really knew anything about? A movie that just no one really cared about? Because if I'm not mistaken, The Life of Chuck seems like it's gonna be... if Life of Chuck becomes a big thing... Wait, what was I saying? Oh, I feel like Life of Chuck has too many big names behind it for it to be just forgotten like that. And I think that's also another thing that does help it over Sing Sing, whereas because Sing Sing only had Coleman Domingo, but with Life of Chuck you have Tom Hiddleston, you have Mark Hamill, you have all these actors. I think Chiwetel Ejiofor is in it. You have Matthew Lillard. It's you got a big cast behind it, and you got a very big celebrated filmmaker like Mike Flanagan behind it. So. Let's see. I notice you have Mark Hamill as the current #1 for supporting actor nomination. If Sentimental Value becomes Neon's priority, then Stellan Skarsgård could be in winning contention for supporting actor. Maybe, but I don't want to immediately say Sentimental Value is winning Best Picture. I don't want to immediately say that. We will have to see. I think Julia Roberts has a genuine shot at winning actress. For what film? I forget. Thoughts on Richard Linklater's Nouvelle Vague? It's about the making of French film Breathless. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Is there any way Magazine Dreams could surprise in the category, even with the controversy, only if it's campaigned well? No, absolutely not. The moment that stuff came out about Jonathan Majors, and it's dead. There's a reason why Searchlight sold it to a distributor that no one cares about. So yeah. Magazine Dreams is just gonna go poof, and it's just gonna go away. No, it's gonna come and go. Stellan has an overdue narrative just like Mark, so it could go either way depending on which film performs better during award season. That's perhaps, maybe. Could Jeff Goldblum get an Oscar nomination for Wicked for Good? But again, that's the thing. I don't know how big the wizard is of a character in Wicked for Good. And that's also, again, you have to keep in mind, we're also going off the assumption, well, not the assumption, but we're also going off of the fact that, a lot of people don't, again, most people think the second act of Wicked is very mid. So if it's like that, then I'd think no matter what, its Oscar chances, the film's Oscar chances are going to be kind of dwindled because it's going to be seen as a disappointment. But again, I don't even know how big the Wizard's role is in Wicked Act 2. Jeff Goldblum's absolutely not going to be in the conversation at all. What have you seen the stage show Wicked? I want to know. Jonathan Bailey has a chance, and maybe Marissa Bode. Ooh, okay. Julia Roberts for Guadagnino's After the Hunt with Andrew Garfield will definitely going to be Amazon MGM's main priority. I'm done predicting Luca Guadagnino. Like, I'm done trying to predict a Luca Guadagnino movie. His films he has not had an Oscar film since Call Me By Your Name. Like, I just can't do it. I cannot do it. I cannot predict that to get into Best Picture. I will, that is a film I will have to wait to see how it performs. If it is considered like his best film since Call Me By Your Name, and people really love it, and it's not like just some Gen Z, horny film like Challengers, like then I'll maybe consider it. But right now, it's like, hell, Luca Guadagnino hasn't even had a movie that's been nominated since Call Me By Your Name. Like, not for any Oscars. So it's like, I feel like Luca Guadagnino, he's reached that point where I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to have to wait till I believe it's happening, because I just don't think it will. People really love Challengers. It also won a Golden Globe. But sure, but at the same time, it didn't get nominated for any Oscar nominations. That's the problem. Like, even though it performed well at first, Challengers just it couldn't get a single Oscar nomination. Not one. I see potential for Laika's Wildwood to be a contender for Best Animated Feature. What are your thoughts on Flo winning the Oscar this year? Oh, I loved Flo winning the Oscar. That probably would have been my vote. And I do think Wildwood is going to win Best Animated Feature this year, because nothing really seems that strong. Like, Zootopia 2, no, they don't really do sequels. And also, what was it? And Elio, that movie just doesn't even look all that good. So I'm going with the film, Wildwood, that seems to have a stronger, more prestige behind it. And again, Laika's been building up Laika's been building up Wildwood for the longest time, saying, "Oh yeah, this is our bread and butter. This is our magnum opus. This is our crowning achievement." And I think that's going to end up winning. Luca, Edward Berger, Five directors that were nominated at the last Oscars were first-time nominees. Which directors do you think will receive their first nominees for Best Director at the Oscars? Luca, Edward Berger, Josh Shafty, or Joachim Trier? I might actually go with Joachim Trier right now, maybe. But I don't at the same time, I don't know that much about Edward Berger's new film. I have it in because I do want to trust Edward Berger, because I tried doubting the Edward Berger film, Conclave. I tried doubting that for the longest time, and I got bit in the ass. So I don't want to doubt him. Let's see. How to Train a Dragon. Wait, who is the director of Wildwood? I think Travis Knight. I think. How to Train a Dragon for visual effects? No, I don't think that's happening. The Oscars don't really care about dinosaurs and dragons and all that stuff. Like they feel like it's kind of been been there, done that. So I don't think How to Train a Dragon is gonna happen. No. I do think even though speaking of dinosaurs, I do think Jurassic World Rebirth will be shortlisted. I do think that will happen. And if you don't have Jurassic World Rebirth in your top 10 for visual effects, what are you doing? Put that in the top 10 somewhere. But in the grand scheme of things, they don't really nominate dinosaur or dragon movies anymore. Between The Ballad of a Small Player, J. Kelly, Frankenstein, and the Catherine Bigelow political thriller, and Train Dreams, which Netflix film or films will get into Best Picture. I guess right now I'm going with J. Kelly. I'm going with The Ballad of a Small Player. Yeah, those are the two I have in right now. Or Looney Tunes, I doubt it releases this year. Oh, the Looney Tunes movie was eligible for this year's Oscars, not next year's. So it had a chance to be nominated, but they just didn't nominate it. So yeah, it's kind of dead right now. It's kind of dead in the water. I don't feel like both Avatar 3 and Wicked 2 will get in. One will have to be sacrificed for the good of the other. Yeah, which is why I'm probably gonna go with Avatar, Because James Cameron, again, he's kind of too undeniable at this point. And not only that, but, like, again, we at least know we know what happens when James Cameron does a sequel to Avatar. It didn't do that well with nominations, but it still squeaked into Best Picture. And so, I feel like if this film, especially if it's considered a little bit better than Avatar: The Way of Water, it will get in. Whereas with Wicked, you know, we already know, like, that Wicked, like, the second act of Wicked is not received very well. So that inherently makes me go, okay, that's a problem. That's probably not going to get in. But with, you know, James Cameron, it's like, you know, it's technically a new story. So it's a little bit, yeah. How can Netflix juggle so many films' potential during award season if they're all good films? Easy. They can't. They won't. They're gonna drop some of them. Let's see. Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein or The Bride. I'm not gonna bet on them right now because of horror. I'm not gonna put them in just because we just had, you know, just because we had, just because we had The Substance doesn't make me think, oh yeah, then immediately we're gonna have the Frankenstein happen. It's like, no, I have to see it to believe it. I have to see what happens. Would you be okay if Disney or Pixar won Best Animated Feature again if the film they made, Elio or Zootopia, is very good? I mean, yeah, I'm not really like a studio hater or anything. I'm not like a studio like, oh, I don't want, like, you know, I don't want Disney to win because they've won too much. It's like, no, if they make a movie that I feel like is deserving of a win, like, for example, Soul, then yeah, I'll support it. But so far, they just not really made but ever since then, they've just not made an animated film that I thought I would give the win for Best Animated Feature. How likely is it for Jesse Plemons to get an actor for Begonia? See, that's tough because I don't know how big his role is. I do want to bet on, I need to bet on a Yorgos Lanthimos film, especially one that he's not writing. But it really depends on how big the role is. Who is more likely to win their respective category, DiCaprio or Regina Hall? Who's Regina Hall? Oh yeah, she's in One Battle After Another. I mean, I don't really know that much about One Battle After Another, so I guess right now I'd have to say maybe Leo DiCaprio. But that's because I just don't know how strong the film is going to be. I just do not know how strong the film is going to be. Del Toro's Frankenstein, The Bridge. Oh, The Bride. The Oscars love Del Toro. They even nominated Nightmare Alley. Maggie Gyllenhaal needs to prove herself a little more. I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, like, we don't really know. Maybe I'd bet on Frankenstein more, but again, I would not predict either of them right now. I put an article in the Discord about the PTA film. Alright. And if you guys want to be a member of the Discord, you know, you could always become a member on the channel. See? Oh wait, oops. Where is it? Oh yeah. Yeah, for just $2 a month you can get like members only badges, emojis, members only videos, all that cool stuff. So yeah. And also, and if you want to gift memberships, that's also an option too. You can gift memberships on this channel. And I want to see if we can get back up to 50 memberships. So if we can do that, that would be amazing. But yeah, you could just go right here, go to membership gifting. And so yeah, guys, if you want to be a member, you know, consider becoming a member. Yeah, become a member, like and subscribe. Exactly. Thank you, AJ. And again, if anyone wants to gift memberships, that's great too. That's great too. Oh, wait, you already... No, that was already there. Oh. Wait, hold on a second. Polarizing film. Uh-oh. Oops. World of Real. One Battle After Another polarizes in Vegas. No, I have not... Let's see. I spoke to a handful of attendees and reactions coming out of Vegas screening. They've been wildly all over the place. I spoke to another attendee, disappointed by the film, who overheard the person seated next to him muttering after the ending credits, "What the hell was that?" Whether that meant as a complimentary to the film is not known. A big old what the fuck film is music to my ears, but not the type of reaction you want to hear as a studio head that just invested $140 million in this project. Oh. See, that's interesting. If one, now I'm wondering if One Battle After Another could be that, could be that Best Picture disappointment. One Battle After Another equals Megalopolis. I don't know if I go that far, because, like, I don't think it's going to be, like, that level, but, it's not a great sign. Could Dwayne Johnson face the same fate as Mickey Rourke, Michael Keaton, and Demi Moore, being movie legends and having narratives heading up to the Oscars, but ended up losing to other actors? I mean, perhaps, but I don't know if, like, Dwayne Johnson's going to be in winning conversation for The Smashing Machine. PTA likely gets his career directing win if the new film is great. Last of his 2 films got Best Picture director nominations. Sure, but this is weird. Like the whole thing about, we'll have to see how that goes. If Warner Brothers is not impressed with the reception of Paul Thomas Anderson's film, could they pivot to The Bride as their awards contender, depending on how well it performs critically? Maybe, but, like, I don't know. Like, I guess it really, because I still don't, like, the problem is that I don't think One Battle After Another is going to do well at the box office. No. The budget is way too big, and it's just like, I don't think a Paul Thomas Anderson movie is going to make that much money at the box office. I just don't. I don't think it's Megalopolis. I think it's, like, Inherent Vice. You could be onto something. Oopsieheimer. That's a funny name. The Bride has an awesome cast. Jake Gyllenhaal, Christian Bale, Jesse Buckley, Peter Sarsgaard. Penelope Cruz, John Majaro, Julianne Hough, and Annette Bening. That is a very strong cast. Again, we'll have to see. But again, but it really does. Yeah, like, ooh. I just don't want to bet on The Bride right now because, again, horror movie. I just can't do that right now. What kind of animation style do you like to watch? Hand drawn, computer animation, or stop motion? I don't really think about that too much when watching animated movies, because, like, all 3 could be done very bad. Like, I don't know. It really depends on the film. I don't really think of things that way, really. Thoughts on Disney potentially bringing back hand-drawn animation? They've been saying they're going to try to bring back hand-drawn animation for years now. It's not going to happen. In fact, hell, Disney is in such a rut right now where, like, they're not going to take risks. Like, look at what they're trying to release. They're trying to release the most safe, marketable stuff imaginable. They are not going to be taking risks with animation anytime soon. No. I mean, good God, look what they did with, what was it, Win or Lose. Like, they literally, like, took out a trans character the moment Trump got elected. So it's like, no, they're not gonna take risks. They're gonna be boring and plain for a while. They're not going back to hand-drawn animation for anytime soon. No way. Johnny Greenwood is the composer who's been nominated twice for The Phantom Thread and The Power of the Dog. Lawrence Shear is the DP. He got nominated for Joker. Sure, but we've also seen a lot of movies that had, like, big, strong people behind the, really big contenders, or, like, really, Oscar-friendly people behind the cameras and stuff, and the movie just didn't go anywhere. It really just depends on if the Paul Thomas Anderson movie is well received. Let's see. Who would you say is the new king of animation, Sony or DreamWorks? I'd still say, like Disney is right now, because, like, but then again, it's so weird, because, let's not forget, Inside Out 2 was still very well acclaimed and made over $1 billion. So I'd still say Disney or Pixar is, like, the king of the animation sphere right now. But they're not doing great. We'll have to see. Oh, referring to The Bride. Oh, for The Bride. Yeah, again, I just don't want to bet on a horror movie right now. I just don't want to bet on one right now. Let's see. I don't feel good supporting Disney after that win or lose situation. I don't blame you. Why were the trans characters even such a big thing? Well, like, the thing with the thing is, like, like, when you have, like, valuable representation out there, and then you just, like, strip it away because, like, oh, we, like, we feel like these are conversations to be had with the parents and kids, even though it's like, well, no, there's not a conversation to be had. They just, like, trans people exist. Like, there's no need to explain it. Like, I mean, obviously, yeah, there may be further discussions, sure, but it's also, like, just having them exist, it should not be an issue. But again, You know, Disney backed off once Trump was elected because they went, uh-oh, we don't want to make Trump angry. And now everybody is like caving into Trump's demands, or like even demands where he just does not even have any authority over them. So it's just like everyone's just kind of cowering to Trump right now. We're in a really dark place right now. I have to say, Wicked for Good is the conclusion of the story, and there's going to be 2 more Avatar films. But the problem, again, Luca, is that because it's very confusing for kids, it can be dangerous. Mudstyle, what's dangerous about trans people? Exactly. What is dangerous about them? Like, I hear more stuff about, you know, far-right politicians and Catholic, priests, or not even just Catholic priests. I hear more about priests diddling kids than trans people, you know? So, like, why would trans people be dangerous? Explain. Explain. Like, it's not dangerous for them to exist. No. No. Like, I always find it funny whenever, like, again, going off on a bit of a tangent here, but, like, I always find it funny when they say, trans people are predators, and then those same people that say trans people are predators end up being predators themselves. It's like, rinse and repeat, it's the exact same shit I've seen over and over again. No. Explain, Mudstyle, explain. I think he left. Oh, okay. Bye. Let's see. Yep. Bye. Yeah, we don't, I don't fly with Trent. Yep. That's bad. Bad. How do I hide this again? Wait. Hold on a second. Okay, okay, hold on. How do I hide? Like I need to make sure. Hold on a second. It's hidden on our side. Yeah, but I just need to make sure that, you know, this thing is, you know. Hold on a second. Let me just make sure, because I want to make sure that message is just not, you know, is just not out there to be available for people to see. All right, there we go. All right, let's see. Oh, no. There we go. All right, cool. Anyways. Yeah. Licorice Pizza and a lot of Paul Thomas Anderson's have divisive reviews. Not really. Paul Thomas Anderson's films are usually very well acclaimed, actually. Side note, what do you think will be Christopher Nolan's next movie? The Odyssey. Let's see. Back to the Oscars next year. Anything for Mickey 17 visual effects and production design, maybe? I don't want to go for visual effects right now because I don't know. Like, we'll have to see what the competition is like. That's what I could say. But it's also very early for a visual effects contender. And if it does well, and if it doesn't do well at the box office, that's going to hurt it as well. Yeah, Paul Thomas Anderson never necessarily makes crowd-pleasing films, but even if a film is divisive, it didn't stop several films from winning directing, and it being an action film helps too. Well, the problem is, like, we could say that he doesn't make very crowd-pleasing films, but you look at the reviews that his films have, the reviews are very strong. Like, after Odyssey. Oh, I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, we'll have to see. After the Odyssey, I don't know. I mean, if he wants to do Bond, that'd be fascinating. We'll have to see. After how many people have you blocked in the past 2 weeks? It feels like hundreds, but good job in keeping this a good community. Hey, yeah, we're not we don't do transphobia here. We don't do transphobia. Absolutely not. After the Odyssey, Bond, if Amazon gives him enough money, a theatrical release and a full creative control. I mean, knowing Christopher Nolan, he's probably going to get what he wants, honestly. Do you think Jesse Buckley and Paul Mescal could win for Hamlet? Buckley will be in lead, Mescal probably in supporting. Is it possible future winners for... I don't know. I don't know. It's real, like... Chloe Zhao is also in an interesting situation where, again, like, you know, she's coming off of Nomadland and Eternals. Eternals was not really well received. And that was a film where actually she did have quite a bit of control over. Like, that, apparently Kevin Feige said, oh yeah, Eternals was like the first film where I just let the director just do what they want. And like, ooh, that didn't turn out so well, did it? So, I don't know. We'll have to see. Let's see. Is it possible future winners for Best Animated Feature after The Boy and the Heron and Flo, could they be from indie or international studios? Probably, yeah. I mean, those films really did open the door, and now it's a pattern. Now we've seen this, because, like, now The Boy, because, like, you know, it's not just a situation where it's like, oh, you know, what was it? Like, where, you know, Get Out getting nominated for Best Picture, and getting nominated for a few other Oscars, and people going, oh, wow, well, now this opens the door for horror, and then it didn't happen again for like a decade. But now we've seen a pattern of independent film, or like, you know, non-Disney, more artist-driven animated films winning Best Animated Feature with, like, Pinocchio, and, you know, and Boy and the Heron, and Flo. It's like, now it's a pattern, it's like, you know what, maybe. Has a Palme d'Or winner ever not been nominated for Best Picture? Well, yeah, no, it does happen quite a bit. Like, Titan didn't get nominated for Best Picture. Titan did not get in. But yeah, generally it's a good thing to have. Watch Disney lose Best Animated Feature again next year with an independent, which is why I am predicting the Wildwood to win. Because I just don't think Zootopia 2 is going to be that strong, and I don't think Elio is going to be very good. And like I said, guys, if you want to, you know, support the channel, like I said, we have memberships open. I'm going to be filming and probably releasing a members-only video tonight. And, you know, what was it? Memberships. We also have memberships open and gifting and all that stuff. It's going to be fun. Oh, what? Oh, you have a good perspective when it comes to current stuff in history. We can often agree on many things, but even if we don't agree, I can sense your fondness and appreciation for film is similar to mine. Oh, yeah. Oh, thanks. At least I hope when it comes to, you know, things we don't agree on. I'm hoping that's just like when it comes to like movie stuff, because like real world stuff, you know, that's where I'm not that's the stuff where I do need to agree with people on, like or like I do want people to be on the same wavelength on me when it comes to like real world issues. But movies, yeah, we don't need to agree on like what movies are good or stuff. But yeah, thank you, AJ. Yeah. 100% definitely. Okay, yeah. Cool, thanks. We'll try to think. What do we think the directing contenders should be? Like, because like that's something like we've been talking about Best Picture, but we haven't really talked about Best Director. Oh, and it'll be interesting to see if Ne Zha 2 gets nominated for animated or even international. I'm hearing very positive things about it. I don't know, considering this is like a big like sequel thing, I don't think it's gonna be nominated for Best International Film. And even animated feature, I don't know. I'm not completely sold on animated feature right now. Like, I don't know. Something about Ne Zha 2, I'm just like... I need to keep my eye out for that, but I don't know. I don't know. But for... my director predictions are PTA, Safdie, Lanthimos, Chloe Zhao, and Joaquin Trier in that order. Oh, wait, and Liam Carmody is going for Cameron. I don't know. I can't predict. I'm not going to predict James Cameron for Best Director because the Oscars the Oscars don't really like the Oscars don't like the like big spectacles. They don't like they don't like big, spectacle directors these days. I guess I wonder if but then again it is tough because it's also like I don't want to like. I wonder if maybe Yorgo Lanthimos could win director for this for Begonia. I do think sentimental. I do think Joaquin Trier is going to get in. I can't really do Hamnet. That's one where I'm like really need to figure out like is that actually going to get in. Oh, but then I just realized, would One Battle After Another be considered that like would that be considered too commercial to be nominated for director, even if he gets in everywhere? I think if a sequel director gets in, it'll be John Chu over James Cameron. I don't know though, because again, I would probably still say James Cameron over John Chu because I just don't think right now I don't think Wicked for Good is gonna be a big thing. Yorgo, PTA, Josh Shafty, Park Chan-wook, and Edward Berger. Oh, Park Chan-wook. Let me look at No Other Choice, because I'm trying to figure out what exactly the plot of this film is, because I have no idea what's happening with this film. After being unemployed for several years, a man devises a unique plan to secure a new job, eliminate his competition. I don't know if it's going to get into Best Picture, though. And ever since they locked down the Best Picture nominees to 10 films, we've gotten all, directors that were nominated for Best Picture. So, are you going to do an Emmys Awards video someday? I'm probably not. I don't really keep up with TV that much. No Other Choice is Oscar Catnip. I don't know. A movie about a dude who, eliminates, I'm assuming killing his competition to get to the top. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about this. I'm really wondering what the Ballad of a Small Player is going to be like. Let me look at the a high stakes gambler decides to lay low in Macau after his past and his debts catch up with him. Along the way, he encounters a kindred spirit who might just hold the key to his salvation. I'm really wondering what's going to happen with this film. I'm really fascinated what's happening with this film. Because, I wonder if this could actually be like Edward Berger's leaning into director. So Tilda Swinton is winning supporting actress for Ballad of a Small Player. Mark my words. We'll see. We'll see. I will say I'm not going to be confident about any of these. When we're this early in the award season, never be confident because who knows what could happen. I think I put in my top 5 for director right now. Yorgo Lanthimos for Begonia, Joaquin Trier for Sentimental Value, Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another, Edward Berger for The Ballad of a Small Player, and Noah Baumbach for Jay Kelly, right now at least. Edward Berger finally gets in for director. You can bet he will do well at BAFTA. Yeah, I tried to doubt Conclave for the longest time, and that bit me in the ass. Thoughts on Sally Gardner at a Gallop? What's that exactly? I'm not exactly sure what that is. It's the 3-second horse in motion. Oh, that was kind of. That one that was the one that was in Nope, right? I mean, yeah, that was like a really groundbreaking piece of filmmaking. That was really groundbreaking. You really have Lanthimos winning? That's a stretch. I mean, look, the Oscars still like Anora is the outlier, but however, you could argue that was because They just want it. They really, really wanted to give Sean Baker every Oscar possible. But for the most part, the director winner is still like a large scale kind of filmmaker. And at this point, Yorgos Lanthimos, it's like he could be considered overdue a little bit. He did The Favorite, which is a big success at the Oscars. Poor Things, which was an even bigger success. Sure, Kinds of Kindness didn't do anything, but he also wrote the movie, so that's a little bit, like, we don't have to worry about that all that much. So, but, because right now, I don't think Paul Thomas Anderson's gonna win for One Battle After Another, because it's like, even then the nomination might not even, there's a chance the nomination might not happen, because it might be considered too big of like a commercial thing to nominate. So, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see how the movie is received, but I don't know if I can do that right now. Could they do a Villeneuve on PTA? That's kind of what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if they could actually do a Villeneuve on PTA. If it's considered too commercial to actually nominate for director. Like, that's why I'm wondering. There's a good chance that could happen. Yorgos was one of my favorite directors. He's not one of mine, but I respect your opinion. Yeah. I think One Battle After Another will get 12 noms, but Life of Chuck will win everything, including picture. I could maybe see that. Right now, I'm going with Life of Chuck. Actually, wait, I literally could put Mike. Why did I not put Mike Flanagan at number one? No, not number one. Not number one. But why didn't I just put? Yeah, I should just put Life of Chuck in for director. Yeah, I'm gonna nominate him. If history has taught us anything, don't bet against a Yorgos film at the Oscars if he isn't writing it. Begonia is being written by one of the guys that wrote Succession, and he wrote The Menu. And The Menu was nominated at the Writers Guild of America Awards for Original Screenplay, meaning to some extent, he was probably close to getting the Oscar nomination. Is there any hope for John M. Chu? The only hope there could be would be if Wicked for Good is considered like the best picture winner of the year. How do I describe it? It's like, I feel like the only way Wicked can really win Best Picture, or Wicked for Good could win Best Picture, or hell, because here's the thing, it already has a big hurdle to clear. It's a sequel, which is already really hard to do, and also it's adapting the second half of the show, which a lot of people consider to be not as good, or not even anywhere near as good as the first act. So that's a problem. If Wicked for Good, if it's like, oh wow, like, all the mistakes were fixed. They were all fixed. And it's even more acclaimed than the last film. Then yeah, you could see some serious contention. But right now, I don't want to do it. I don't want to risk that right now. Next year being exactly like 2022, except Life of Chuck winning more than Coda. Oh, okay. Emma Stone is going to have an original and committed performance. She is a 5-time nominee and 2-time Oscar winner. If she is playing an alien in Begonia, she is going to be a contender in Best Actress. Oh, wait, yeah, I just realized Begonia is going to be a sci-fi film, so put that shit in, like, your tech categories. I don't want to do visual effects quite yet, because, I know some people are going to try, sure, Poor Things got shortlisted, but at the same time, 2023 was a bad year for visual effects. Like, that was a weak year. And they fucked up the shortlist even more by not even shortlisting movies like, like Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. It's like, so, Right now, I would still say, like, put it in, like, your makeup and costume design and production design nominations. Probably, I would suggest maybe doing that with Begonia as well. Because if it's like a sci-fi film in Best Picture, then oh boy, that could definitely happen. And like I said, I'm wondering, can we get any new members? Can we get any new members in the stream? That's what I'm wondering. Because that would be really based and really cool. Yeah. Again, you could send super stickers. You know, you could do that as, yeah, you could do, yeah, oops. Yeah, you could send any of these, like, super stickers, or, you know, you could send, oop. What the? Oh yeah, super stickers, super chats, or membership gifting. You could do that as well. So yeah. Do you believe that animation is cinema and for people of all ages? No, animation's for babies, only for little kindergartners. I'm kidding. Like, yes, animation is cinema. Yeah. But on the joke side of things, baby, like, I know, like, what was it, like, I think someone in the Oscar expert server, like, says animation is cradle shit. I'm like, oh no. I find it weird that no one's predicting the life of Chuck to be loved to the point where it drags Hiddleston into Best Actor, unless he's just not the center point. That's actually the thing. Like from what I understand, Tom Hiddleston is not in a lot of the movie. In fact, from what I've heard, he's only in like the middle part of the film or something like that. Like he's not the lead. He's not really the lead character. And people are saying that if the movie had any kind of acting prospects, it would probably be Mark Hamill. I have Begonia in picture, director, actress, actor, adapted screenplay, cinematography, editing, production design, sound, and score. Is that too much or based? Well, I can't say whether or not it's based because I haven't seen the movie, but I would say yeah. I think that could, yeah. That sounds about right to me. So yeah. Oscar experts said the life of Chuck will lose momentum and struggle to get any wins. We'll have to see. We will have to see about that. But right now, at least in terms, like, if we're this early, Life of Chuck just makes the most sense to me right now because I can see, like, but you know what it can win. And I just don't want to compare it to Sing Sing because, like, these are two very different movies. That were tackling two different subject matters. So, right now, I'll go with Life of Chuck. If sentimental value wins the Palme d'Or, Neon will switch its attention to it. Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to see. But at the same time, again, they are going for two different kinds of audiences with this. Like sentimental value is going for the more like highbrow taste, whereas Life of Chuck is going to be going for the more, you know, casual taste. So it might not be that crazy. Do you think June Squibb will get an Oscar nom for Eleanor the Great? I don't even know what Eleanor the Great is. What is Eleanor the Great? Let me look. Okay, I'm looking it up on Award Expert. Follows a 90-year-old woman trying to rebuild her life after the death of her best friend. As a result, she moves back to New York City after living in Florida for decades. Oh, it's Scarlett Johansson's directing it. Oh, wait, the cast is pretty big, too. We'll have to see. Is this movie, like, premiering at Cannes or something? I'm not exactly sure. Eleanor the Great is ScarJo's directorial debut with June Squibb as the lead. Sentimental value has more above-the-line potential than the life of Chuck. We don't really know that, though. We don't, like, maybe not. But, like, I could already see Life of Chuck getting in for, like, you know, picture, director, adapted screenplay, supporting actor for Mark Hamill. We'll have to see. Again, imagine a ScarJo director win. That would be, wow. But, like, yeah. Is early awards season always this confusing? Absolutely, it is always this confusing. Yep. Something tells me that about something seems right to me about ScarJo winning director before Greta Gerwig. Can't put my finger on it. I don't know. Again, I just don't know if like if Eleanor the Great's gonna be that kind of film. I feel like Eleanor the Great's gonna be like an indie, you know, hit. Everyone's gonna go, oh well, the indie film, but I don't think it's gonna ultimately go anywhere. There's no way she wins director off of her directorial debut. I would agree. Any predictions for the new casting category? Yeah, this is going to be fascinating because I feel like casting is like this is like, again, I don't really know what's going to happen for casting. I don't think Wicked for Good's going to get nominated for this. Again, we'll have to see, but it's like I feel like most of the casting has already been kind of done for Wicked. I mean, what do they got left? Dorothy? Again, I don't know. I don't know if Wicked is a lock for casting, because you gotta keep in mind, the casting directors are going to be nominating this. So they're probably going to say, well, we've seen the casting for Wicked before. What the? Hold on a second. There we go. Fixed it. Oscar said that the feel-good, crowd-pleasing blockbusters like Wicked for Good are not going to win Best Picture. For the most part, people don't love the second half. It's not going to win Screenplay Director. I would agree as well. In fact, like I said, I'm not even going to predict Wicked for Good in Best Picture right now because, again, people just don't seem to like the second half of Wicked all that much. And I'm just like, the moment I heard that, I was like, uh-oh, red alert, red alert. I feel like they're just not going to like Wicked. I feel like Wicked might end up being this year's, like, awards blunder. Last year's casting could have been an interesting race between Honora and Conclave. Oh, it would have gone to Honora because they just like to jizz all over Honora all that much. So, yeah, like, oh, God, and I just realized, then Sean Baker would have 5 Oscars. Ah! No! Not 5, like, he already has 4, now 5, Maybe it's a good thing we don't get casting until next year. We could have saved us from another Honora win. Marty Supreme for casting, Chalamet, Paltrow, Tyler the Creator, Pamela Julie. Well, keep in mind, Liam, this is not an ensemble category. Like, it's not always about what big of a cast you have. It's about like the quality of the cast you have. Like, for example, if there was a casting category during the Oppenheimer year, I actually feel like the Holdovers would have won because, sure, it's mostly 3 actors, but you could not have gotten anyone more perfect for those 3 parts. If Wicked for Good is not at least somewhat competitive in director or screenplay, Ariana and Cynthia Erivo are not going to be in winning conversation for acting. I'm not even sure they get nominated. Yeah, like, look, if Wicked for Good is considered a disappointment, I think it drops out of a lot of categories, to be honest. I'm getting mixed signals. People don't want to see sad movies like Sing Sing, but they don't care to let happy movies win. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, to be fair, like Coda was kind of happy. I think really just the bigger thing towards Wicked. It's not just like happy stuff. I think it's really just more so. It is a big blockbuster, and the Oscars don't really like that anymore. And don't say Oppenheimer, because Oppenheimer was not supposed to be a big blockbuster. And even then, it was still treated as like a traditional Oscar bait film. It's just the blockbuster element came as an accident. One extra Sean speech win. No! Not another Sean Baker win. No! Is Anora the worst film you saw this decade? Or did you find something like Megalopolis or Madame Web or The Sun to be worse? To be fair, I don't think Anora is like one of the worst films I've seen this decade. It's not that bad. Again, I don't even think it's like terrible bad. But, however, it's for me really bad. But again, I don't think it crosses that level. Like yeah, I think, like for example, like Madame Web is way worse than Anora. It's just with it's just that with Anora, it might be the second worst Best Picture nominee of the current decade, because I really did not like Triangle of Sadness. Oh my god, the Triangle of Sadness made me mad. Odyssey versus Dune Messiah for the 2027 Oscars. Man, that year we are probably going to be so back, but however, I am a little bit scared of that year, because if there's one thing I've kind of seen, it's like there's been like a ping pong thing going on with the Oscars. It's like 2020, I did not like the Best Picture winner. 2021, I did like the Best Picture winner. 2022, I didn't like the Best Picture winner. 2023, I loved the Best Picture winner. 2024, did not like the Best Picture winner at all. So this year, I might end up liking the Best Picture winner quite a bit, but then during the Odyssey Dune Messiah year, I'm probably going to hate the Best Picture winner. So I'm kind of screwed. You'd prefer Emilia Perez to Triangle of Sadness and Anora. Yes, because look, Emilia Perez is kind of mid, but at least it has good sequences. There's good scenes in that movie. But as a whole, like, Triangle of Sadness just made me mad, because it's like, it felt like someone just like, going, oh, I'm so clever. Aren't I so clever with my messaging? And then Anora was just annoying. It should have been called Annoya. Or if you want to be bored, or if you want to say it's boring, you could call it a snora. Do you think there's a vault somewhere with all the counts of the Oscar votes? Probably. Actually, it's probably not. It's probably not with the Oscars, because the Academy actually does not count the votes. They have like a separate accounting firm for that. Before the controversy, you gave Emilia Perez an 8 out of 10. Yeah, that was before I knew before I realized some of the stuff about it that was not all that great. So I did drop the rating, but however, again, there are still scenes that I think are still strong. It insists upon itself. That's actually how I would describe Triangle of Sadness. It literally insists upon itself. Like, that's exactly the thing. I know we're saying it's a joke, but the movie literally does insist upon itself. It literally thinks it's so clever, and yeah, it's just cringe and stupid. Someone should do a heist Mission Impossible style to recover the tally of Oscar voting. The Oscars should release the count of Oscar categories like 10 years after they happen. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Because I don't think anyone really cares at that point. I wish you were on stage. Well, then once Anora won Best Picture, you could storm on stage, slap Sean Baker, and say, I'm going to let you finish, Sean, but The Brutalist was the Best Picture of the year. Well, really, I actually would have said Dune was the Best Picture of the year, to be honest. Like I would have said Dune is the Best Picture winner, like the Best Picture of the year. But yeah, I saw the TV glow tonight. I've been trying to watch too many things at once. And plus I gotta do a video tonight. What was the closest race in Best Picture? Do you think the closest race in Best Picture was La La Land versus Moonlight? Probably, yeah, because no one expected Moonlight to win Best Picture. Like, that was like so unexpected. Because, especially with La La Land winning 6 Oscars, it's like, alright, yeah, it's gonna win Best Picture, here we go. And then suddenly it's Moonlight, it's like, what? Yeah, I think that might have been the closest race we've had. Because there was, like, no support for that whatsoever. Like, or maybe not no support, but it's like, that was just so unexpected. Alto Knights looks really good. Fun fact, apparently that was David Zaslav's passion project. Like, the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery. Apparently, like, he let all these other bad movies get made, and then it's like, oh, Alto Knights, I want this to be made. Do you want next Oscar season to be unpredictable like last year? Yes and no. But to be fair, at the end of the day, this year the Oscars was not that unpredictable. In fact, if anything, the only, like, blind sight out of there, like, because, like, sure, I got international feature and documentary feature wrong, but, like, to be fair, I was going against the grain. A lot of people, everyone else was going for I'm Still Here, and Emilia Perez, and I actually did correctly predict Flow. The only category where I legitimately was blindsided, aside from those shorts, was, like, editing, which was Anora, editing, what? Thoughts on David Zaslav? I truly dislike him. Yeah, I don't like him. Moonlight won Golden Globe Drama and Writers Guild. What did you do with the keyboard? Annie Rude. What'd you do with the keyboard? It's like, you had Mahershala right there. It's like, his name is Mahershala Ali. Like, what happened to your keyboard or something? What? There was nothing unpredictable about last year's Oscars. The only curveball category was editing. Yeah, I think, again, other than the shorts, like, the one curveball was editing. Like, that was like, what? In March 2026, I'm not listening to your gaslighting because I would have got a perfect score if you didn't convince me to change my predictions. I mean, look, like, I still got some things right that everyone else that people were not predicting. Like, for example, I predicted Flow, even though everyone else was going with the Wild Robot. I'm just saying, man. Oh, Mahershala Ali's biological name is Mahershala Hashbaz Gilmore. He mentioned this on a Jimmy Kimmel interview. Oh, okay. Okay, I was about to say, what? But yeah, I do really, but to be fair, like, with Moonlight winning Golden Globe Drama and Writers Guild, it's like, sure, that was pretty good, but also Moonlight was not competing against La La Land in the Golden Globes for drama. And let's face it, if La La Land and Moonlight were in the same category, La La Land would have won. And so it's like, and with so really the only thing it really had going for it was Writers Guild and Mahershala Ali. But even though it's like, it was still such a blind, it was such a big blind sight, because it's like, we've seen movies sweep before and lose, a category that we think it would maybe win. Like, for example, Oppenheimer kept losing Best Adapted Screenplay. So it's like, but still, that was still a crazy year. I got editing correct. Same. Conclave was never going to win editing and adapted screenplay. Well, just editing and adapted screenplay. When's the next time you'll go to the movie theater? Whenever I get expendable income. I guess that'll be the thing. Like, whenever I get expendable income. Which hopefully you guys can help make a reality if you want to become members. Again, like I said, we got memberships for $2 a month. We got members-only emojis, badges, members-only live streams weekly, and members-only videos and polls and stuff. I'm going to be filming a video tonight where I talk about potential Oscar categories that should be added or reintroduced. I put it up in a community post, and if you want to, send any suggestions, look at my community tab. But yeah, or if you can't do that, then we do have a Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com/Christian Hannah. There's a lot of cool stuff for members. And again, if you just want to show any support, you have all these options. So consider supporting the channel. It really means a lot. Anything other than visual effects for Superman or the Fantastic Four. My visual effects predictions right now are... Yeah, my predictions for visual effects right now are Avatar, Fire and Ash, Wicked for Good, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, Fantastic Four, and Superman. Which is weird because everyone has this top 5, and I don't feel confident that everyone has this top 5. It's like, uh-oh. You just lagged? Oh. Hopefully it should be back. But yeah. I know for a fact that with visual effects, there's going to be... Oh. Are we looking good now? Are we back? 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 Okay, we good. Okay, cool. The problem with, what was I about to say? Oh, yeah. Like, everyone has, like, I know for a fact that for visual effects, there's going to be some movie that we've never even heard of at this point that's going to come out, and it's going to be, like, a big contender, like with Better Man or Godzilla -1, or, you know, All Quiet on the Western Front. Like, there's going to be some film, like, some random movie we're not even paying attention to. No, we are not back. What is your best actress predictions? I don't have those yet. I actually don't have those yet. Are we all aboard the Jeremy Strong supporting actor train? Not right now. Like, wait, what is Jeremy Strong coming out with a movie this year? Oh, Deliver Me From Nowhere. Oh, that's the, Oh, yeah, that's the Bruce Springsteen thing. I'm looking out for that. Like, I actually do have this film in Best Picture right now. Because you want to have... If there's a musical... Like, that's the musical biopic I think might actually get in. Not Michael. I think it's going to be... This film. Yeah. Deliver Me From Nowhere. I think that's going to be the film that gets in. I think that's going to be a film that gets in. I think actress will be between Julia Roberts and Emma Stone. I'd probably bet more on Emma Stone right now, even though I don't think she's going to win. If it's between those two, I might have to say Emma Stone, because I'm not convinced that After the Hunt, I'm not going to be convinced of a Luca Guadagnino movie being serious in the Best Picture conversation until I see it. Or at least until I see, the response. Any hopes for The Smashing Machine? I actually am predicting that for Best Picture over Marty Supreme, because I feel like the campaign is going to be a lot more strong for that film, especially with the whole narrative of giving Dwayne Johnson an Oscar nomination, and the fact that Dwayne Johnson's going to be in a Martin Scorsese film. It's like that just means that I feel like he probably saw that film, he probably saw Martin Scorsese probably saw The Smashing Machine and was very impressed. That kind of stuff. It's like, ooh. That kind of, I might try to jump on this train. They need to rename that from The Smashing Machine is crazy. I think, wasn't that, the wrestler he's playing, the wrestler The Rock is playing, wasn't that the guy's, name? Wasn't that, the guy's, wasn't that, his stage name? If it's his stage name, it kind of makes sense. Sean Baker didn't break through director until Honora. Luca could be the same. But the problem is, Luca Guadagnino already broke out with Call Me By Your Name. And he was probably number 6 for director. Actually, no, maybe not number 6, because, number 6 was probably Martin McDonagh for 3 Billboards. But, Luca Guadagnino was in the conversation. So it's he already had, his big breakout with Call Me By Your Name, and has just not really had anything up since then. Yeah, it was Mark Carey's stage name. Yeah, that's why it's called The Smashing Machine. And I'm not gonna lie, I think The Smashing Machine is winning Best Makeup. I mean, oh my god, the makeup looks insane in the movie. Look at that. That's, oh. That's Dwayne Johnson? What the hell? That looks amazing. Hugh Grant was number 7 for actor this year. I'm not completely sure over that, to be honest. Actually, wait. Let me look at what I had for the, like, the Oscar nominations. Like, who did I have above? Oh, no. Like, I had... Okay, yeah. I did not predict... Like, I don't... Oh, wait. Hugh Grant. Yeah, I don't think Hugh Grant was number 7 for her, because I think actually a different... I think Sebastian Stan for A Different Man might have been number 7. But yeah. Frankenstein or the Bride will win makeup. Again, I don't want to risk a horror movie right now. I don't want to risk on a horror movie. And yes, The Substance just happened, but also that was a Best Picture film. And again, I don't want to risk... Like, I just don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk Best Picture... The Oscars still generally have a horror bias, and I don't want to bet on a horror movie right now. I have Frankenstein's the makeup winner. I mean, look... What are your thoughts on Sebastian Stan not doing varieties actors on actors because others didn't want to talk about Trump for the movie or The Apprentice? Yeah, that made me very concerned. That made me go, oh no, like the Apprentice is gonna bomb. But man, oh, thank God they actually did end up nominating Sebastian Stan. Oh, I needed that. Oh, because he was so deserving in that film. There's no way 2 Frankenstein movies will get into the Oscars. Hell, it's hard for 2 horror movies. Yeah, I would agree. Prosthetics, though, at least from what it seems like, prosthetics don't matter as much as long as the film is, like, so big of a contender like Wicked. Now, one could argue all about Barbie. I think with Barbie, it's, like, very contemporary. And plus, even then with Wicked, it's like, there were so many, like, crazy hairstyles in Wicked going on. It wasn't just like normal stuff that you would see in Barbie. Like, it was like Wicked still had to be very imaginative. And again, it was so large scale where like literally hundreds of people had to have like these crazy hairdos. So we'll have to see. But again, I just don't want to bet on horror movies right now. Edward Berger will be up there, and also Yorgo. They'll be fighting it out, I think. Perhaps. Sebastian Stan did a roundtable interview with other actors, though. Yes, but that's not the same thing as actors on actors. Those are the ones that get a lot of attention, the actors on actors videos. And Sebastian Stan did not get a chance to do that. Do you think if The Smashing Machine wins makeup, Dwayne Johnson will win Best Actor, like when The Whale won Best Makeup and then Brendan Fraser won Best Actor? It depends on if The Smashing Machine is, like, very strong in Best Picture, and if Dwayne Johnson is strong of a contender. Because the thing is, I don't want to compare anything to Brendan Fraser, because Brendan Fraser was such a unique scenario that we had just never seen before. Like he was getting up on stage crying, and he had this bad, he had, like, a bad time in Hollywood for the past 10 years, and now he's coming back. Coming back stronger than ever. It was a very good narrative, and again, the performance was making people cry. Dwayne Johnson's not really in that scenario. Like, Dwayne Johnson, like, his narrative is like, oh, I'm crossing over into more serious films, which is not really as compelling. Now, again, if the movie is a strong Best Picture contender, then yeah, I would say so, but I'm not gonna bet on him winning lead actor a la Brendan Fraser if the film's not in Best Picture. The makeup and acting correlation has just been disproved. Yeah, I still would say it's a good combo to have, but like right now, I would honestly but I think depending on what else is nominated, you could I still think Smashing Machine could still win Best Makeup and yet not win lead actor. I think another thing that also would have to be a feature would be like if the Smashing Machine is not like received like Maestro, because Maestro, normies just had it, people just weren't having it with that movie. People just hated Maestro, and that's why it lost makeup. Like, I know some people are trying to say, oh well, it's because the people are getting tired of old man makeup. No, I don't think that's the case. I think it's just Maestro was just not a very strong film, and sure, it was strong enough to get the nominations it had, but it wasn't strong enough to win anything. Hence why the only guild, it literally, actually hell, between the Golden Globes, the Critics' Choice, and the guilds, literally the only thing Maestro won was a few makeup categories at the Makeup and Hairstylist Guild, and those are the ones that, of course, they would pay attention to makeup because they know more about makeup than anyone else. Like, they don't care about the movie's quality. So, like, that's why Maestro fell off for makeup. As long as the Smashing Machine is not received like Maestro, as long as people are at the very least like very agreeable, like, yeah, that was a very good film, very good performance, I feel like it could still win makeup without winning lead actor. AJ, oh wait, the roundtables get about the same amount of views though. He did it with Brody, Domingo, Coke, and more. But still, it's not the same though. It's not the same. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the actors on actors videos are like shown on like PBS and stuff. Like they're shown on TV. So it's like, again, it's not the same thing. Like him not getting it, not being able to get a spot on actors on actors was pretty devastating. The Smashing Machine has the wrestler written on all over it. We'll have to see. We will have to see. The Oscars do that acting and makeup category for 3 years, then they don't for 3 years, then they do it for 3 years, and then they don't do it for 3 years. Again, it kind of depends, but right now, it depends on like what the competition is, I guess. But right now, granted, I actually do have the Smashing Machine in Best Picture. But I don't know if Dwayne Johnson's going to win for that. I don't know if he's going to win for that. Thoughts on Ann Lee's chances? The upcoming musical starring Amanda Seyfried and directed by Mona Fastfold. Yeah, this is interesting because Mona Fastfold and Brady Corbet are just coming off of The Brutalist, but I don't know. Like, The Brutalist was like the only big Best Picture film they had. And even then, Brady Corbet couldn't even win director. So it's like, I need to see. That's one where I have to need to see it to believe it. Because it's like, I just don't know. Because like their films were not really anywhere near as acclaimed as The Brutalist was. Since DJ is a great indicator for Best Director Oscar winner, why do you think Sean Baker won over Brady Corbet? Well, probably because they loved Honora and they wanted to give Sean Baker as many awards as possible. That's probably why. That's really about the only explanation I have. I mean, God, we could have had a Brady Corbet director win. We could have had a Brady Corbet win. My number one is Timothée Chalamet for actor. There's a clip online of him screaming from filming. Sure, but at the same time, like, I want to be, it was reported today Ann Lee is being taken to Venice. That is cool, but remember, a lot of films go to Venice, including Joker Folie à Deux. So it's like, I want to, hold back on predicting it for a bunch of things right now. Timmy is winning. I don't know. It's like we don't know what that clip is like in context of the film. And again, I'm not saying Marty Supreme is going to be bad, but it's just like I just need to be convinced that that's going to be a big Best Picture thing. Because again, I just feel like the Smashing Machine right now has a little bit of a better narrative behind it. And again, when you have The Rock like campaigning for your film, and everyone's like, I feel like the Academy is going to really go, oh man, it's Dwayne Johnson's time to nominate him. My God. Even though, funny enough, I actually have Jeremy Allen White winning right now for Deliver Me From Nowhere. What are your thoughts on Lear Rex with Al Pacino and Jessica Chastain leading? What is Lear Rex? Who is Bernard Rose? Let's see. Okay, Traveling Light, Samurai Marathon. Yeah, no, I'm looking at the direct. Okay, so this guy directed Candyman, and that was like the only notable thing he's directed, and everything else is just kind of like, eh. So no, I'm not gonna. I don't buy was it Lear Rex? I'm not gonna buy Lear Rex. I can't buy it right now. Nope. What are your thoughts on Colman Domingo's chances for Michael if the movie comes out this year? The problem is, I don't think Michael is going to be that great. Michael is being directed by what's his name, Antoine Fuqua, and he's like Ridley Scott levels of hit or miss. I mean, hell, probably even more so than Ridley Scott, because at least Ridley Scott has had like 2 or 3 Best Picture nominated films under his belt. Antoine Fuqua has nothing. And Antoine Fuqua mostly just makes and even the last kind of Oscar bait film he made was Emancipation, and that did not really get very good reviews. So it's like, in 2026, who do you think has a better chance to win director? Denis Villeneuve or Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu? Probably Iñárritu, because the Oscars hate the Dune movies. Thoughts on Maggie Gyllenhaal possibilities to become the 4th woman to win director? Wait, for The Bride? Oh, I'm not, no way. I'm not, no. I'm not predicting that. No, not for a horror movie. Not for a horror movie. But if you're talking about just generally, then sure, maybe one of these days, sure. But in terms of, in terms of The Bride, absolutely not. Again, we can't just predict the substance is going to happen again. 2 of the last 4 Best Actor winners have been from A24 films. Christmas release date. Both The Whale and The Brutalist came out around Christmas. You can bet that A24 is going to campaign Timmy hard. I don't know. Again, maybe. I do think he's going to get nominated, but I just feel like I have a better. What the hell happened to the stream? What the hell happened to the stream? That's a coincidence, though. Yeah, I feel like, with the whole A24 thing, I think that's more of a coincidence, if I'm going to be honest. I think that's more of a coincidence. Again, I'm not saying Timmy can't win for this, for Marty Supreme, but I don't know. I just feel like something is I just have my doubts on this film. I have my doubts on Marty Supreme. Marty Supreme is the most expensive A24 film ever with a budget of $70 million. Everything Ever All at Once had a budget of $25 million for comparison. Insane budget. This film is an awards priority for A24. Yeah, but it also just seems very I don't know. Something about Marty Supreme just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't quite feel right. I don't know what it is. Something about it just feels off. And even the cast overall is pretty strange for an awards film. Alright, sure, you got Timothée Chalamet and Gwyneth Paltrow. Alright, sure. But you also have Tyler, the Creator, Kevin O'Leary, Penn Jillette. It's like, is this going to be a film that's big in Best Picture? I just don't know. I just don't know. Something about Marty Supreme just does not scream Oscar to me. It just doesn't feel that to me. Following Elvis, Maestro, and The Complete Unknown getting shut out of any wins, is this a sign that traditional Oscar-bait biopic films could be starting to die down? Maybe, but to be fair, they weren't really winning that much back then. They weren't winning that much, And plus, you also have to take into consideration that, A Complete Unknown probably would have won Best Sound Mixing if there were 2 sound categories. So but still, even then, the music biopics didn't really win a lot. What are your thoughts on Jay Kelly and Sentimental Value? I think Sentimental Value might be the Cannes Palme d'Or winner. Jay Kelly, I'm predicting for now, which maybe mean Adam Sandler could get his first Oscar nomination. We'll have to see. I think you're severely underestimating Marty Supreme. Maybe I am, maybe. But I don't know, something about first wild card lock, one battle after another is going to be this year's Blitz. A movie that makes sense at first, but it's too unlike an Oscars film. That's what I'm kind of wondering. I'm wondering if one battle after another could actually flop and not do that well. But still, like, we'll have to see about Marty Supreme. Like, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just getting bad vibes from it. I don't know what it is. The vibes are just bad for me. Do you like Kevin O'Leary? No, that man is like elitist trash. And that man fucking hates poor people. Do you think Regina Hall could be winning actress since Paul Thomas Anderson movie's probably going to be in picture? I don't know. I probably wouldn't do it right now because again, something like, you know, with the Paul Thomas Anderson film, it just sounds a bit too out there. It feels like way too commercial compared to his other films. Ooh. What are your thoughts on Ann Lee? I don't think it'll be an Oscars thing, but it sounds interesting. Ann Lee. What was Ann Lee again? Oh man, I forgot. I forgot about Ann Lee. Oh yeah, I don't think that's going to be a thing. I feel like with Mona Fastfold and Brady Corbet, like, I don't know. They struck gold with The Brutalist, but I don't think they're going to strike gold twice like that. I'm predicting Hamnet is going to be a big contender. That feels like a safest early bet for Best Picture to me. Again, right now I have Hamnet in, but at the same time, I don't know. I mean, I'm getting weird vibes from that film as well. Also, hot take, Avatar 3 won't be a Best Picture. The main reason Way of Water was in because of the 13-year gap hype since the first. Now being only 3 years, it'll be a case of we did this already. But that's assuming that the movie isn't considered an improvement. Because if Avatar 3 is considered an improvement, it might still get in. And right now, I'll still put Avatar 3 in because, you know, it's this early in the year. Why not? Are you predicting Jesse Buckley and Paul Mescal for Hamnet? I have no idea. Do you like the Shrek redesign? Not really. I believe the Best Picture winner is something we currently don't know exists. That, if I'm going to be completely honest, I feel like that's why I'm kind of going for right now. I think maybe we don't really know what the Best Picture winner is going to be right now. Ann Lee could be delayed for 5 years like The Brutalist. I mean, who knows? I think Hamnet misses might be too depressing. I'm not even sure what even is Hamnet. I need to, hold on, let me go onto the movie database. Agnes Shakespeare, the wife of the world's most famous writer, struggles to come to terms with the loss of her only son, Hamnet. That could be fascinating, but again, I guess it would also depend on because again, this will let us know if Chloe Zhao is going to be a force to be reckoned with at the Oscars, because she did Nomadland. And then Eternals, it was the first ever Marvel film to get bad reviews. And so she's coming back with this. If this film is not strong, then maybe Chloe Zhao was like a one-hit wonder with the Oscars for Nomadland. They're going to have to pick a Mescal performance this year between Hamnet and History of Sound. Well, or maybe he just doesn't get in at all. Look at Saoirse Ronan. She didn't get in for either The Outrun or Blitz. So it's like they don't have to choose anything. If this thing comes out this year, do you think it could be a thing? Oh, God. Currently I have that. Is this thing on? Wait, what is this thing on? I don't know what that is. I thought you were talking about The Entertainment System is Down, which is the new Ruben Östlund movie. I'm not... Do you think Julie Roberts can win Best Actress for After the Hunt? I mean, maybe. But at the same time, I'm not going to bet on a Luca Guadagnino movie. I cannot bet on a Luca Guadagnino movie. Maybe The Thunderbolts gets nominated for Best Picture? Nope. I'm not doing... Nope. I don't think that's happening. Oh, the new Bradley Cooper movie. If the new if this thing comes out this year, then yeah, I will predict that into Best Picture. But right now, What do you think is the most likely gay movie to be nominated? History of Sound or Mother Mary? I don't know. I guess maybe Mother Mary, but I don't know. Wait, Will Arnett is starring and writing in the new Bradley Cooper movie? Huh. Wait, the new Cooper is a comedy film, not Oscar bait. Oh, okay, maybe that changes things. Did you see what Zachary Levi said in an interview? Oh, he probably said something stupid like he always does. I don't know what he said, but I don't know what, but again, because I don't know what he said, I don't know if I want to risk having TOS, like terms of service, on like, you know what I mean? My hope is that Andrew Scott gets nominated somewhere. He's got 3 projects this year that seem like noms somewhere, so I hope so, because I think he's so underrated. He could have a Sebastian's type year. We'll have to see. I'm not sure about that. Also, what Searchlight movie do you have this year? Oh, wait, I don't know. Wait, let me look. Wait, no, nothing is really saying. Wait, yeah, wait. Yeah, I'm looking at Award Expert. It's not really saying who is the distributor of these movies, so I don't really know what Searchlight movies are coming out this year. Was Mikey Madison's win considered an upset? I predicted she would win because of the Honora sweep. I guess for most people, because I think Demi Moore was still the lead in Gold Derby, but I predicted Mikey Madison would win. What do you think the new Aronofsky movie could get? I have no idea. Probably nothing right now, but we'll have to see. What else do you think could be this year's Naiad Apprentice that gets both its actors in and nothing else? I have no clue. Do you watch Austin Burke? Not really. Do you know about The Lost Bus? Is Paul Greengrass movie starring Matthew McConaughey about the 2018 California wildfire that could really resonate with people? I don't know. Disaster movies just don't really get into Best Picture. Really, they don't really do that. Although I will say, I saw this. And apparently, this is like the letterboxed poster for The Lost Bus. That is really funny. It's just, who made that? Like, who made this? Like, my God. Like, someone made this, like, this is literally the letterboxed, wait, I think it's, like, letterboxed and, like, what was it? The movie date. Actually, yeah, if you were to go on to, yeah, if you were to go on Award Expert, that poster is literally the one you see here, so that's really funny. What's more likely to happen first? Julia Roberts wins her second Oscar, or Emma Stone wins her third? Well, I mean, maybe with the streak that she's having, maybe Emma Stone. Maybe. We'll have to see. But then again, Julia Roberts, maybe. But then, I don't know. Searchlight right now just has the new Cooper and the Roses. They will definitely buy something at festivals, I would guess. Probably, yeah. If Neon can keep Life of Chuck in the conversation a whole new TIFF winner later, are they the distributor of the decade? Maybe, but then again, it also depends on, like, a lot of it does have to come down to, do audiences bite? So we'll have to see. If Conclave won Best Picture, would it have felt like a classic Best Picture winner like Gandhi, Lost Emperor, and Out of Africa? I don't know about that, because didn't those movies win, like, a lot of Oscars? Whereas here, Conclave would have, like, only won Best Picture, Adapted Screenplay, and granted, I guess if it were winning Best Picture, it probably would win Editing. So I don't know if it would be that strong, but, like, it would have been a better Best Picture winner than we've got. Oh. Do you think Denzel Washington could get his 10th Oscar nomination for highest to lowest? Right now, I'm not going to say so because I don't have highest to lowest in Best Picture, but we'll have to see. I don't know. And like I said, guys, if you want to, support the channel, consider becoming a member. I want to hit 50 members. Can we hit 50 members again? You could tip through Ko-Fi as well, but still, if you want to become a member, we got lots of cool perks. All these, and I'm going to be posting a members only video tonight, so that's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah. What if Conan O'Brien goes from Oscar host to Oscar nominee in 1 year? I feel like the film he's in is like way too indie for that to happen. I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. Who do you want to host the Oscars next year? If I'm going to be completely honest, I want Conan to host again. Like, he was great. Denzel could get in if he wins Best Actor at Cannes for highest to lowest. It could start his momentum. Maybe, but, like, we'll have to see. But then again, like, I don't know. Like, didn't Jesse Plemons win Best Actor at Cannes for Kinds of Kindness and he just didn't end up happening? I don't know. We'll have to see. What's more likely, a picture nom for F1 or Mission Impossible? Because I genuinely do not think either is happening. I guess maybe F1 because it's like a new story, but I genuinely don't think either film is happening. I do not think they are ever happening. But Kinds of Kindness was 3 movies in 1. It was never going to be an Oscar player. True, but I don't think Best Actor winners at Cannes usually go anywhere, really. I'm rooting hard for Wake Up Dead Man, even though I already know the outcome. I would love for these movies to get something more than a screenplay, please. Oh, yeah, that is another thing. Like, that is something I do need. I do want to put in because it's like we all know Wake Up Dead Man is going to get nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay. We know that's going to happen because the writers branch loves the Knives Out movies. Do you think F1 is on the level of Top Gun Maverick? It could get noms at PGA, Critics' Choice, National Board of Review, AFI. No, I feel like people are only predicting F1 to happen because Top Gun Maverick happened, and they're like, oh, we gotta have a Top Gun Maverick this year. But it's like Top Gun Maverick was Top Gun Maverick. Like I don't think like that's a good idea to predict a movie because, oh, well, I mean, it happened before, it could happen again. When it comes to something that like just happened, And plus, like, Top Gun Maverick had like a whole like narrative behind it, all that stuff. F1 really doesn't, and even then, Joseph Kosinski is not as consistent of a director for me to predict him to get one of his movies nominated for Best Picture. What directors are you betting on to get a nomination? Well, I guess right now I'm saying Yorgo Lanthimos for Begonia, Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value, Edward Berger for The Ballad of a Small Player, Noah Baumbach for Jay Kelly, and Mike Flanagan for The Life of Chuck. I know they're not super significant awards, but Top Gun Maverick won Best Film at National Board Review at AFI. Yeah, that doesn't really do anything for me. Again, like, Joseph Kosinski is just not an Oscars kind of director. Like, there's a reason why that is, like, the only film of his that actually got nominated, so, My other hope is that I know won't happen is Edgar Wright finally getting some recognition at the Oscars. I believe one day he will, but Running Man is probably not going to be that movie for him. Yeah, probably not. I'm betting on Ari Aster. Ooh, I mean, good luck. I can't do that right now because Ari Aster does not make movies that are that accessible to the Academy. And at the very, like, I don't even think he's like, Sean Baker, because at least Sean Baker, like, at least you could say that The Florida Project got nominated for Critics' Choice for Best Picture, and he was like, Ari Aster's just never been that kind of a director. Sorry I wasn't here earlier. Are you predicting one battle after another flop? I'm getting close, but right now I still have one battle after another in Best Picture, but I don't think it's going to be the big, like, Oscar player everyone thinks it's going to be. I feel like it's definitely not going to make any money at the box office, so, I'm going to try to convince you about F1. I mean, good luck, but I am as sturdy as a rock. Ooh. Like, the only way I could, be swayed by F1 is if it makes, like, a lot of money, everyone, like, unanimously praises it, like, it would have to be, like, that kind of situation, but, like, that, like, I genuinely think, like, Top Gun Maverick was lightning in a bottle. I don't think you can have it in the top 5 without PTA and director. Yeah, probably not. Probably not, to be honest. Who would lead F1's awards campaign? Warner Brothers or Apple? It's on Wiki page that says the distributor is both Apple and Warner Brothers. Well, Warner Brothers, I think, is going to be handling the theatrical distribution of the film. I think that's gonna be the thing. But right now, right now, I'd probably say that the actual award stuff is going to be done by Apple. Most likely blockbuster other than Wicked or Avatar to get into Best Picture. Ah, God. Oh. Because that depends on what you would count as a blockbuster. Like, would one battle after another be a blockbuster? Because really, nothing else really seems that strong to me. My belief in F1 for some noms and the Oscars, including Best Picture, starts with its cast: Brad Pitt, Carrie Condon, and Javier Bardem. We'll see. We'll see. Whatever Warner Brothers picks as its top priority this year is going to be fascinating. Yeah, that will be fascinating. Do you think that Whitney Springs, Kendrick Lamar, and the creators of South Park movie have a chance at the Oscars? They all have Oscar nominations. It's a comedy, so I doubt it. It depends. I've heard some people describe it as... I've heard some people describing the film as more like Get Out, where it's not like a straight-up comedy, but it has humorous moments, but that balance out its, message. I'm fascinated by that. I want to keep my eye out, but I'm not going to predict it right now. Speaking of blockbusters, do you remember the internet news going crazy about the snubs for Barbie and director and actress? Why do you think after these snubs, Barbie did poorly at winning Oscars? I think they probably just saw it as... I think they probably just saw it as, a toy movie. That's not a serious film. Which is unfortunate because it was a fantastic film. But I think ultimately, it was probably too foolish to believe that Barbie could ever have a chance at like winning like have a chance at winning like the big above the line categories. I mean, good God, even at the Writers Guild, they didn't. Even at the Writers Guild, where Barbie was in original screenplay, where the competition was weaker, it still lost to the holdovers. I think the narrative around it being a toy movie just kind of caught up. What do you think? What do you see as being next year's nomination leader? Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein makes the most sense to me. I'm not doing Frankenstein because it's a horror movie, and I'm not going to just predict it just because horror had a good year at the Oscars this year. I just can't do that. I just can't really get that. What makes you think? What do you think A24's priority will be if Marty Supreme flops at the box office, or if the movie gets bad reception? I have no idea because at least with Award Expert, it doesn't tell me which studios did these films. So, Actually, I could just add that. I could just suggest that here. I could just suggest that. Or yeah. I don't really get the ballad campaign. I get it's Burger, but it's a psychological crime thriller. I'm not exactly like. We'll have to see. Although to be fair, when we going into Conclave, we thought it was going to be like some thriller, but it ended up being kind of tame. We will have to see. The Ballad of a Small Player. Again, the film. Oh. We'll have to see. Again, we will have to see. Again, I'm not exactly sure, but I don't want to doubt this film, to be honest, because I feel like, you know... Because Edward, I tried doubting, you know, I tried doubting Conclave, and that bit me in the ass, so, yeah. Hans Zimmer is the composer. Stephen Morione is the editor. He won an Oscar for editing Traffic. He also did the editing for The Revenant and Birdman. Joseph Kosinski is an awesome visual director. Again, you could have as many big names in the credits as you can, but I will have to see it to believe it. I will have to see how the reception is for F1 and before I do that. Begonia is another one I see having potential to fall off. Maybe, but I don't know. Like Yorgos Lanthimos is a director where like his films are you know, kind of going up. Like they're kind of going up a trajectory when it comes to the Oscars. So I don't know. I don't know about that. What's your favorite Best Picture winner ever? To be honest, I have not seen that many Best Picture winners, but of the ones I have seen, I don't know. I guess maybe Oppenheimer. Are you going to the Cannes Film Festival in May? I don't even have money to pay rent and bills, so no, I don't have money for that, no. I don't think Ballad will happen, but after this year, I just feel bad that Edward Berger doesn't have a directing nomination, despite his films performing very well. Yeah, I would agree. Brad Pitt and Jerry Bruckheimer are producers. But to be fair, Jerry Bruckheimer also produced The Lone Ranger, so... Again, Brad Pitt has an amazing track record for producing films. Again, the Best Picture, 12 Years a Slave, Selma, Moneyball, Tree of Life, Vice, Big Short, Moonlight, Minari, Nickel Boys. I get it. I just don't want to do it right now. I can't. It's too much of like an action thing, and I just don't want, like, I just can't do it. I cannot do it right now. I cannot. No. Oh, 23 viewers. My God, thank you guys so much for watching. And again, if you want to support the channel, Like I said, we got memberships. Consider like becoming a member or gifting memberships. Yeah, you could just gift a membership right here by clicking this little button right here. Going to membership gifting. Consider doing that. It really helps out the channel. F1 does look really good though. Saw the trailer in XD at Mickey 17 and instantly got me more excited than I was before. Yeah, F1 does look very good. I just don't want to. I just can't think it's going to be like an Oscar player right now. I just can't do that. What is your most anticipated movie of 2025? It is Superman! I am most excited for Superman! My god, Superman looks so cool. Oh my god. Have you ever been to a film festival? No, I have not. I have not been to a film festival. Is it possible Disney will continue to lose Oscars because of how they're cowering to Trump? I don't know if that has anything to do. I don't know what one has. I don't know about. I don't think that has anything to do with anything. I think it's just like Disney's just not really been making. I don't know what Trump has to do anything with Disney winning Oscars or not. Like I have no idea. Do you think Sorry Baby is possible? The Oscars usually have one acclaimed Sundance to get in or be close. It's the most loved and Barry Jenkins is producing. I'll have to see it to believe it. I don't know. I'm super excited for Superman 2, but apparently the test screening reactions were awful. We don't know anything about the test screenings. I tend not to know anything about test screenings and stuff. I don't really, I don't know. Well, we don't know who these people are. We just don't know. I'm super excited for Superman 2, but apparently the test screening, no, I already read that. I'm 75% sure F1 is going to win sound. I mean, if you have it in Best Picture, that makes sense. But it's not going to win Best Sound if it's not in Best Picture. It's not going to do that. No. Especially not in this era of, like, one sound category. But let's see. Oh god, we've been at it for like 2.5 hours. Oh boy. Can we get a membership? Damn, my attempts to sway you have failed. Haha. Well, again, maybe you might be right. We'll have to see, but I don't want to bet on that right now. I hope Way of the Wind is ready for my can. The Oscars won't touch since they hate pro-Christian stuff, even if it's artsy. So excited. That's not really true, though. They loved Hacksaw Ridge. Like, the problem is, like, most Christian, like, most faith-based movies are just bad. Like, that's why they usually don't get nominated. But, like, no, like, the religion has nothing really to do with it. Again, look at, what was it? What did I just say? Hacksaw Ridge. That had some pretty explicit, like, Christian values in there. And that got, like, a lot of Oscar nominations, including Best Picture, somehow Best Director. I don't like Mel Gibson getting a director nomination, but yeah. Colin Farrell, Best Actor possibilities, maybe. But again, I just don't really know what to do right now, to be honest. Maybe. So yeah, that's the acting categories are going to be really hard to figure out because I'm just like But yeah, Superman test screenings weren't great from what I heard, but they've gotten better. Like, I don't want to, especially when it comes to like the superhero stuff. I don't want to base my reaction. I don't want to base anything off like with it because maybe when it comes to like the more Oscar-y films, then sure. Actually, well, even then, it's like test screenings never give you like the full picture. Because look at Babylon. Like the first reactions from Babylon were like, oh yeah, this is a wild, great movie. Everyone loves this. And then it got very divisive reviews. So it's like, I take the great, especially when it comes to super. I remember when they said that there was like, I remember when they said that there were like test screenings for Batman vs Superman. They were saying this is the greatest superhero movie ever made, and then everyone hated it when it came out. So like, especially for more popular superhero stuff, I do not trust the test screenings at all. We'll have to see. Most sources reported that the recent test screenings were pretty positive, not like Oscar level, but but a good superhero film. Yeah, again, I'm just putting my faith in James Gunn that he's going to make a very good Superman movie. Test screenings are the killers of artistic freedom. I mean, I wouldn't say that. I think it is valuable to see what works and what doesn't. We'll like trying to see. I mean, to be honest, if some test screenings can make a movie better, then, because but again, it's not like an apples and oranges thing. It's like it really depends on person to person. Like for example, I mean, like there are some directors out there where when they have full control, they just make a bad movie. Like Francis Ford Coppola for Megalopolis. Like they're real. Like my God, there should have been some checks and balances for that film because that was a disaster. If Timmy isn't winning, Colin's the only logical overdue narrative, right? But again, I don't know. Wait, lists. What? Oh. I put in the wrong one. Let me look at my predictions. Because currently for lead actor, I have Jeremy Allen White, Leonardo DiCaprio, Daniel Day-Lewis, Dwayne Johnson, and Timothy Chalamet. Because here's the thing. If that Bruce Springsteen biopic is coming out this year, and it's in Best Picture, you better put Jeremy Allen White in there for lead actor. Because that might happen. And honestly, I do believe in the Bruce Springsteen biopic more than I do Michael. Because again, I just do not believe in Antoine Fuqua. I do not believe in that man to make an Oscar, a Best Picture Oscar nominated film. Test screens made the new Captain America Dora the Explorer all the exhibition, making it cringe. You mean exposition? I do think Noodles. What? Do you like Batman vs Superman? It depends on which version. The original cut, it's fine. But I do actually really like the Ultimate Edition. Because it does clear up and give more context to, like, the character's motivations. Like, why Superman doesn't like Batman. Like, they actually give a good reason for him not liking Batman. But even then, it's like, they should not have put Doomsday in that film. Like, I don't mind the way they did it, but the problem is it was way too soon to bring out Doomsday. Oh, ignore that, accidentally click send. Oh, okay. But yeah, I do think the Ultimate Edition of Batman vs Superman is significantly better. I know it's crazy to say, but I don't have Jeremy Allen White even sniffing an Oscar for that role. Really? Should the best director be someone who is a veteran and not a first-timer, or actor turned director? Well, if we're talking about should, well, no. I feel like the best director should win. Like, the best director. Like, I don't really care who, how many Oscars someone has, or how many Oscars someone doesn't have, or the stuff like that. As long as there's, like, nothing, like, problematic about someone, like, the best of the best should win. Like, the best of the best should win, like, hands down. I don't, and without any other factors, except, again, obviously, if there's, like, if there's, like, a Mel Gibson in the mix, okay, maybe don't nominate him, because, because I don't want to support that. But, again, other than that, then, I do think Michael will be Oscar bait. I just think it will be bad Oscar bait that tries to make Michael seem innocent for most of the movie. I don't think that's going to be the issue, because I feel like, let's face it, a lot of people don't care. Like, sadly, a lot of normies don't really care about that kind of stuff when it comes to Michael Jackson. I just feel like it's not going to be made very well, because Antoine Fuqua is just a very hit or miss director. That's the problem. What if Mel Gibson made an Oppenheimer-level movie? Well, I still wouldn't nominate him for Best Director because, fuck Mel Gibson, man. I don't like him. I don't like Mel Gibson. What's a movie that no one has talked about that might get into Best Picture? Well, if no one's talking about it, then I probably don't even know about it. So, I don't know. We'll have to, I have no clue. Do you remember when they read Best Actor last at the Oscars in 2021? Oh my god. Oh no. That was one of the stupidest things the Oscars ever did. Like, my god, man. They fucked, like, what were they thinking? Does it concern you that Warner Brothers is distributing the Paul Thomas Anderson film, or do you think... Or do you think that, like Universal with Oppenheimer, they can make some Oscar noise after not having recent awards success? I don't know. The problem with the Paul Thomas Anderson film is that I just don't think that's going to be a box office success. Now, granted, with Oppenheimer, I did not expect it to make as much money as it did, but I did expect it to make some money. I thought it was going to make like maybe $400 million or something. But like, the thing was like with Christopher Nolan, like, he is probably the most bankable person in Hollywood. Like, more than any other, like, actor, you put Christopher Nolan's name as the director in a film, people will go see it. He is the most bankable star in Hollywood. And he's a fucking director. So, and that's the thing. And Christopher Nolan, as long as he doesn't go, like, too weird, like, his films do pretty well at the Oscars. But then, however, you have Paul Thomas Anderson. I don't know, something about the new Paul Thomas Anderson film just makes it like guaranteed to be a flop. It just does not feel like it's going to be a big box office success. If Michael is in Best Picture, could Coleman Domingo be a Best Supporting Actor winner? I mean, maybe, but I'm not sure how big Coleman Domingo's role is in the film. But sure, if Michael is in Best Picture, then yeah, Coleman Domingo could win. Hopkins deserved it. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. Anthony Hopkins absolutely deserved his Best Lead Actor win for The Father. But the way the Oscars went about it, like the whole, like presenting, like screwing up all of all the categories so they could end it on like a big moment for Chadwick Boseman's win, only for Anthony Hopkins to win, and he's just not there. It's like, well, Anthony Hopkins couldn't be here. So I'll accept this award on his behalf. Good night, everybody. And it's like, then it ends. I was like, that can't possibly be how this movie ends. Like, not that movie. That can't possibly be how this show ends. My God. The $140 million budget could hurt the PTA film at DGA PGA if it doesn't perform well at the box office. Could PGA disregard the box office if the movie's amazing but doesn't perform well? Sure. I mean, if the movie's amazingly well received, sure. But then again, at the same time, I don't know if Warner Brothers is going to want to campaign a film that's like a big box office disaster. Did you see Mickey 17? Fun but flawed. No, I did not. Let's see. The problem with the PTA film is just the fact that it has such a high budget, literally cannot make a profit. Yeah, it can't, like, at least it's going to be the box office problem. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not going to make a lot of money. This is going to be a box office bomb, and box office bombs, like, if you're going to be a box office bomb in Best Picture, you need to be like a late December release. You need to be a late December release, but if the PTA film is coming out in like summer, then, like, no, I don't like, it's gonna bomb and Warner Bros. Is gonna completely abandon ship. What do you think about the August release date for One Battle After Another? Oh, I think it's good. I think it's a disaster. That's probably not, honestly, maybe I should try to bet on the PTA film not being nominated, because something about it's like, this is a bad sign. The huge budget, the August release date, it's not going to make money. So it's like, maybe it just bombs and Warner Bros. Just abandoned ship. That might actually happen. PTA's last film kind of bombed. True, but at the same time, Licorice Pizza was a December release. You know? Like, and it wasn't like that too high of a concept. Like, you could be a bomb and be safe as long as you're like a as long as you're like a December release. Like West Side Story, for example. Do you think industry love for PTA could make up for the box office bomb? So many celebrities put PTA films in their top 4. Only if it's like considered like the best movie of the year. If it is like considered the best movie of the year, then sure. But I don't know that's going to happen though. If PTA's movie flops, do you think Warner Bros. Will campaign it? I mean, we'll campaign F1. Another reason to go with F1 or The Bride. Both are Warner Bros. Films. Oh, AJ. I can't do it right now, though. I can't do it. What do you think of Gwyneth Paltrow's Oscar chances for Marty Supreme? Probably not if I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't know. So again, something about Marty Supreme just does not feel right to me. I also feel like PTA's non-Oscar bait films are divisive. Yeah, you can make an argument for that, probably. Yeah. You think Coleman's finally winning? No, because I don't think Michael's gonna be a thing. I'm trying. But yeah, I don't think Coleman Domingo is winning because I don't want to bet on Michael because Antoine Fuqua is just not a very strong director. I just can't do it. I cannot do it. I just cannot. Michael, not a think? Oh, not a thing. Yeah, I don't think Michael's going to be a thing. The Bride is very fake. It's a weird Maggie Gyllenhaal musical. But more so, it's also like based on Frankenstein, a horror thing. It's like, I don't think that's going to happen. But again, the problem with Michael is that you look at Antoine Fuqua's filmography. The only film of his that kind of got close to the Oscars was Training Day. Do you have any predictions for Best Supporting Actor? Right now, I have Mark Hamill winning for The Life of Chuck, but that's kind of because I have Life of Chuck winning Best Picture, and I want to have a good package for it. Will Tom Hiddleston have any Oscar chances? From what I've heard, he's not in a lot of The Life of Chuck. Not enough for a lead actor, no. Jamie Lee Curtis or Ella McKay? I don't even know who Ella McKay is, if I'm going to be honest. Marty Supreme is Oscar bait, other than the director. A24 is putting the most money into it, and Timmy will make it irresistible. I don't know. I mean, Timmy has made movies irresistible. Like, Beautiful Boy didn't happen. I mean, Wonka definitely didn't happen. It's like, I don't know. Let's see. What's your most anticipated potential Oscar movie this year? Most anticipated? I guess I'm most anticipated for Wicked, but we'll have to see about that. We will have to see. Let's see. Should we take The Rock seriously? Maybe taking The Rock seriously because The Rock is in The Smashing Machine, and to be fair, like, he's going to be in a new Martin Scorsese film, so maybe. So like that probably means Martin Scorsese maybe saw The Smashing Machine. So I saw that you had Life of Chuck winning Best Picture. Do you think it's a lock to get nominated, or do you think it could lose momentum releasing in early summer and people just don't care? That's surely a possibility. I would say at this point nothing is locked in. We don't really have anything that's like really locked in right now. But like, it's my best guess right now. Since Del Toro is an industry darling and Frankenstein is a more book accurate, which is less horror, do you think Netflix will campaign? I mean, I'm sure they're going to try to campaign it, but again, inherently Frankenstein is still like a horror thing, and I just don't want to predict it right now. I have to wait. Do you think that Chinese animation that made $1.8 billion will be nominated? Ne Zha 2? I'm not betting on that right now because I don't know. Something about that just makes me go, I don't know if that's actually happening. Emilia Perez 2 for International Feature at the 2026 Oscars? Oh yeah, absolutely. Do you think Emily Blunt could get a Best Supporting Actress nomination for The Smashing Machine? Probably. Maybe. Or like, you know, could? Sure. Maybe. I do think Cruise is possible for The Bride just because it's Cruise, but no one knows what she's doing in it yet. Will the last Mission Impossible do anything? Right now, I think it'll probably get nominated for like visual effects and sound, because I mean, I wasn't expecting the last Mission Impossible movie to get nominated for those, and considering this is the climactic finale of it all, then sure. The book is more of a drama with a few horror scenes, to be honest. Horror scenes that's still like still a bit of a red flag. What's your thoughts on the new category casting? I think it's overdue. And to be clear, casting is not the same thing as ensemble cast. All right, it's not the same thing. I think the casting category is really good because it's like you need to like casting directors have a really interesting job in trying to pick the right people for the right role. Like, for example, you look at The Holdovers. Not a big cast. It's mostly just 3 people. But Paul Giamatti, Divine Joy Randolph, and Dominic Sessa really, like, they really do fit together pretty well. Like, they're very, very well. They are like a perfect group. I might get, like, let's see. I might go on until 8 o'clock. Both Frankenstein films for production, design, and makeup. I feel like, I don't know if that's going to happen. One of those I feel like has to fall off. I feel like unless there's a short list, everyone will... Oh. Could Cynthia win for Best Original Song for Wicked for Good? If the film's in Best Picture, sure. But if it's not, probably not. Like, if Wicked for Good's not in Best Picture, then it's going to drop down from a lot of categories. Have we hit the Avatar fatigue? We don't know yet. I mean, we'll have to see how Avatar goes. If Avatar 3 still makes a shit ton of money, then there's not fatigue. I think Avatar 3 will miss out. New Globes will show the first red flag. Maybe, but I'm not going to predict that right now. I do have Avatar 3 in right now. Netflix plans to invest $18 billion on films. Thoughts? They're probably going to invest $18 billion, and most of that is just going to be like straight to streaming slop that no one likes. Do you think? I mean, good God, they're spending over $300 million for that stupid like Chris Pratt robot movie. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, that's like one of the most expensive films ever made. Really? Oh my God. Let's see. Sorry, I accidentally deleted my previous message. I said that everyone will probably get 2 out of 5 or less in casting at Oscar, unless we get a shortlist. Well, I would say look at the Artios Awards. The Artios Awards. Alright, I'll put a link. Look at the, hold on. I'll send a link here. What the? What? What the? Why? Oh. Okay, here we go. Look at the Artios Awards. They are an awards ceremony for casting directors. All right? And they're pretty interesting. Like, they have like a complete unknown, like some of the big winners were Wicked, A Complete Unknown, My Old Ass, Conclave, Amelia Perez, and Feature Low Budget. Although apparently Honora, I don't think they submitted Honora here or wasn't eligible. I'm not sure. But if Honora was nominated at the Oscars, it probably would have won. Because, like, we'll have to see. New Globes cannot show red flags for blockbusters since they don't care about them anymore. Sort of, but at the same time, you know, they still nominated Barbie for a bunch of Golden Globes. They still nominated Wicked for a bunch of Golden Globes. We'll have to see. The Rock won't get in the award-winning conversation after one A24 film. He will have to be consistent and be taken seriously by voters. A Golden Globe nom is 50-50 this time around. SAG and Oscars will have to be earned. I don't think Dwayne Johnson's going to win Best Lead Actor, but I do think he's going to get nominated, at least right now. Why did Nickel Boys win Writers Guild? I assumed A Complete Unknown would, because the industry love for James Mangold is a vet, and James Mangold is a veteran. Nickel Boys won because it was and I predicted Nickel Boys because writers, they like the more interesting, unique screenplays. Like, there's nothing really about Complete Unknown that's that interesting in terms of its screenplay, but Nickel Boys, it's like the whole thing is that it had this whole, like, the whole narrative was like from a first person perspective. We've never really seen anything like that before, at least in the way that this film was telling it in its story. And so, because of how unique and fresh it felt, that's why it won the Writers Guild Award. It's sort of like how, again, writers really do like the more unique, interesting concepts and executions, like with Get Out and with Promising Young Woman, and I'm trying to think, but yeah, that's why Nickel Boys won. And plus, I mean, the fact that Nickel Boys got into Best Picture and the only nomination it got beforehand was Best Adapted Screenplay, I think that showed that the screenplay was why the movie got nominated for Best Picture. Sort of like Women Talking. My Best Picture long shots are Kiss of the Spider-Woman and Nouvelle Vague. You should look into that one. I don't know about Kiss of the Spider-Woman because, like, it's weird that a movie like that premiered at Sundance, and it didn't really cause that big of a splash, so I don't know. Is it time to award Wes Anderson? Probably not. I mean, technically they did a couple years ago, or like last year, I should say. Jack Black, Best Actor for a Minecraft movie. Now You're Speaking My Language. Now You're Speaking My Language. But yeah. But like I said, look at the Artius Awards for casting. They can lead you to some clues. One thing that's interesting to note is that, for example, with like Are You There, God's Me, Margaret, and Matilda the Musical, they like movies that cast children very well. I'm assuming casting the right kids can be really hard, and casting directors really like those. Like for we're kind of looking here. It's like Matilda. There's a good chance Matilda the Musical probably could have gotten nominated for Best Casting. The fashion scheme is probably more serious than other Anderson films. All right, we'll have to see. I hope Winnie Springs is amazing so we can win song to get Kendrick an Oscar and make Matt and Trey EGOTs. That's assuming Matt and Trey are writing the song. Because keep in mind, like, Trey Parker got nominated for Blame Canada. He got nominated, but Matt Stone didn't write that song. So, we'll have to see. 5 of the last Best Supporting Actress winners have been women of color. If this continues between Regina Hall or Ayo Edebiri, which one has a better shot? Probably Regina Hall, because I just do not think After the Hunt is going to be a thing at all. It is Luca Guadagnino. He has not been, like, none of his films have gotten nominated for any Oscars since Call Me By Your Name. I'm just not buying it. Hi again. I canceled my Criminal Dreams showing. Oh no. Oh. I'm sorry about that. So Michael could win casting. If it's in Best Picture, sure. But again, keep in mind, sure, like at the casting awards, like the Artius Awards, like the kids like the movies with kids won. But if we're talking about if we're talking about movies. Well, no, not movies, but like keep in mind, at the Academy Awards, everybody votes for the winners. Like, if it were just the casting directors, then alright, maybe sure the movie with kids could win, but they're probably gonna go for like their favorite. The entire Academy is mostly gonna go for like their favorite movie in the category, you know. Do you think Kendrick Lamar can win Best Song over Wicked? It really depends. It really depends on how strong the film is. Is Mickey 17 our first Oscar contender? Maybe visual effects? No, I think Mickey 17 is going to be completely ignored across the board. Its best prospect might be production design, but that'll be it. What about Ann Lee? No, I'm not predicting Ann Lee, because like Mona Fastvold and Brady Corbet, sure, they had a very big, strong showing with The Brutalist this year, but they've not really had anything like that beforehand, and it's like, I don't know, I feel like it's going to be like the sophomore kind of film. After the Hunt script seems good and not like a normal Luca film, I still, like, I don't know. Even the way he directs films, I'm like, I'm going to have to see it to believe it. What are the chances that the Kendrick Lamar movie is top 5 for Best Picture? I have no clue. It really just depends on, how strong the film. Like, I don't know. I just don't know if Trey Parker and Matt Stone are going to actually be able to, like, write and direct an actual Best Picture film. Should we give up the 10 plus nominations for one film? We don't really know that yet. I mean, at this point in the year, we did not know Emilia Perez was not even... we didn't even know Emilia Perez was coming out, much less the idea that it was going to get, like, 13 Oscar nominations, so we'll have to see. Could Robert Pattinson win the Golden Globe for Mickey 17? Unlikely. I don't think it's going to sniff Best Picture anywhere. I think it's just going to flop and no one's going to remember it. There's always an international film in Best Picture, Sight Unseen. My early contender for this is No Other Choice by Park Chan-wook. It will probably be competing for the Palm. Could this win international? I don't know. It doesn't sound like a big Oscar thing. Now, I will say, is sentimental value an international film? I don't know. Oh, wait, no, it's going to have Elle Fanning and Corey Michael Smith, so probably not. I don't know. When do you think a rapper will win an Oscar? Tyler, the Creator, and Kendrick Lamar are trying to act now. Well, technically, we have had rappers winning acting Oscars. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I think, wait, was Jamie Foxx a rapper? Was Jamie Foxx a rapper? I'm not sure. But I know for a fact Will Smith was. Will Smith, he was the Fresh Prince. And he won an Oscar for acting. But I could... Yeah, Sweden, I think, or Norway. I mean, I just want to make sure, if it's actually in another language. We'll have to see. Sentimental value might be international. Again, it depends on, if it's actually in another language. Obviously, yes. I'm pretty sure the director is, yeah. But, but I could have sworn, Jamie Foxx was a rapper and did some songs. All right. So, yeah. So to answer your question, when do you think a rapper will win an Oscar? Because I'm assuming you mean for acting, because there have been rappers that have won Oscars for song, like Eminem and, what was it? 3 6 Mafia. But, however, if we're talking about acting, then yeah, you had Jamie Foxx, and you had Will Smith. So it's rappers, and also in terms of nominations, you also had Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah was nominated for an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for Chicago. So, yeah, but at the very least, yeah, you had Jamie Foxx. He was the first rapper to win an acting Oscar. Oh, sentimental value is in English. Production in Norway, France, and Germany. Okay, so if it's in English, if it's in English, it's not going to be an international feature contender. All right. Wait. Do you think the Oscars will let the Oscar nominations for Best Original Song perform at the 2026 Oscars? I don't know. I mean, they had the biggest ratings that they've ever had to this year. So they might, just, maybe they'll just keep on doing what they're doing right now. We'll have to see. Although I will say, when will you drop your early predictions? I don't know. Probably in April, because I still need to do my videos recapping the previous 5 years of Oscars. The top 10 best wins, top 10 worst wins, some tier lists, anything like that. But yeah, I might actually, if Tyler, the Creator got nominated, my little brother would finally watch the Oscars. Yeah. But yeah, guys, but Irish films are international, so maybe it might be an international. But the problem is with Irish films, Irish films can be eligible for international feature if they're actually not in English. Like, for example, Kneecap. Kneecap was majority not in English. But, however, I will say I'm probably going to wrap it up for now, because we've been going at it for 3 hours. This is a 3-hour discussion. We didn't gain any memberships. It's a little sad. I want membies. I want some membies. I'm gonna make a new video for tonight. I'm gonna make a new video tonight for members. I want members to watch it. Oh, we need some members. Oh, but yeah, guys. Like we'll see what happens. What type of music do you listen to? I don't have a type that I listen to. I just kind of listen to like random things that I like. But still, thank you guys so much for watching. And be sure you hit that subscribe button, because if you don't, your Oscar predictions will be wrong. Okay, admittedly I need to update this end screen. So, yeah. Oh, thank you. Goodbye.